to 2020 white Jeep Compass with black roof. That shooting happened over the weekend along Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard at Ortiz Avenue. One person died, at least 2 others were hurt. In Lee County, you have 3 more days, parents, to make a decision about how your child will learn this fall. Last week, board members voted to push back the start date of school to Monday, August 31st. Charlotte County parents, you have another 3 weeks to choose a date. The district needs your plan by Tuesday, August 18th. Your kids also head back to the classroom on the 31st. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
A crash and Estero at Corkscrew Road and Wildcat Run is not slowing traffic as of right now, but you will have to tap on your brakes as you are passing westbound to head towards I-75. Also, delays in Estero on Estero Parkway, heading east and west between Three Oaks and Ben Hill. And commuters in Collier, there's a slowdown beginning on Livingston, heading south to Immokalee Road. No surprise here. Also, delays on 951 heading south towards I-75. That trip to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Hot and humid for your Monday with temperatures in the 90s. Our heat index 100 to 105 as we are going to be developing a round of some hit or miss scattered rain and storms this afternoon and this evening. More heat and rain chances by Tuesday, Wednesday. We still will see a few popping up by late weekend and into the weekend, but overall lower than normal amount as temperatures climb into the mid-90s with our heat index even higher than that. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top.
Mic check. Hello, hello.
Hey. Check.
Check.
Sounds good. Send me the station, please.
Ministry that saves most families about $500 a month. Google MetaShare and see if it's a fit for you.
Conservative businessman Kevin Ruane knows what it takes to balance a budget, create jobs, and grow an economy, and has the record to prove it. As mayor of Sanibel, Kevin Ruane put his conservative principles and business experience to work. He cut taxes more than 26% while slashing debt and rebuilding the rainy day fund. He'll do the same thing as our Lee County Commissioner.
I got my car back.
Kevin Ruane knows that to get our economy back on its feet, we need to keep our businesses open, and he'll fight to do so. And he believes in individual liberties and personal responsibility. That's why he fought against government mandates forcing you to wear a face mask. Kevin Ruane.
I was just saying I got my car back.
Economy. He's worked with Washington.
Oh, that's great news. By the way, everything we're saying right now is over the stream. Hi, everybody.
He's proven himself as the clear choice to get results to restore our local waterways.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. I got my car back.
Jobs and fix our water quality. Paid by Kevin Ruane, Republican for Lee County Commissioner, District 1.
We had Sliderman come out to fix our lanai doors. They were a mess after Hurricane Irma because you couldn't open them and close them. It was just awful. But they came out and in 1 hour, they cleaned everything up. They fixed the doors. They put new track in. It was amazing.
Call Sliderman toll free, 866-594-1969.
We make your patio door slide like new, slide like new. Sliderman.
Hi, I'm Jim Levins, and I'm running for Lee County Sheriff. For more than 30 years, I've served on the front lines of law enforcement, all right here in Lee County. Now, as radicalized Democrats attempt to open our borders, destroy our churches, and defund the police, it is more important than ever to have a pro-cop, pro-Trump, pro-law and order sheriff who won't give in to the liberal mob and who will fight for you each and every day. That's exactly who I am, and that's exactly what I'll do. I'm Jim Levins, running for Lee County Sheriff, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Jim Levins, Republican for Lee County Sheriff.
Have you ever wanted to learn a new language like French, Spanish, or Russian, but thought it would be too difficult and time-consuming? Then go to Babbel.com and try it for free. Babbel works because it's built around real life. It teaches you everyday practical conversations that you will actually use. In 15 minutes a day, you'll be on your way to speaking a new language in just a few weeks. Babbel uses a modern conversation-based technique that makes language engaging, fun, and memorable. It starts by teaching you words and phrases. Then, sentences gradually get more complex. Soon, you're practicing short conversations about real-life topics. Babbel is created by language experts who use the spaced repetition method to help you learn quickly and remember what you learned. With Babbel, you can speak a new language. Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I am so glad you are joining us today and so glad that you are choosing to listen to, watch this program each and every day. Thank you. If you're listening, obviously, we appreciate that. If you're watching, we appreciate that as well. Streaming live on YouTube. Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, and make sure, please, that you subscribe to the channel. If you go down, you'll see a little button, the subscribe button, and it helps to keep this going. So if you enjoy listening, whether it's on YouTube or whether it's on Facebook, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. That is what will keep this going. Jake has had a fantastic weekend, from what I understand. The talking back and forth that, see, if you're on the YouTube stream, you get to hear some of the back and forth that we have off the air, which is always fun. And did I get this right, Jake? Jake has been, for those that don't know, been without a car for a little while.
For a little bit.
How many weeks has it been?
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time, and you got your car back.
I did.
Let's just put it this way. For the longest time, Jake was driving on his transmission only was in first gear. And so if you heard a car coming down the road that was like going, yeah, that was Jake for the longest time. He was riding that lawnmower. It was pretty impressive. And now you got it back, so you're like a free man. It's like now you can get to the game store and get your new Warlocks and Wardrobes Part 3 World Warcraft.
Yeah, Dungeon Master 7.
That's what it is. There a Dungeon Master 7? Good for you.
I have no idea.
All right, so it's a happy Monday. All right, what are some of the things that we're going to go over? There's a lot that's not happy, everybody, but we'll try to put the best spin on all of it. The Supreme Court declining to intervene in a dispute over the COVID-19 restrictions in the state that had to specifically do with Calvary Chapel, Dayton Valley, a Christian church 15 miles outside of Carson City, and how this story is going to play in a lot of what we are talking about today, which is every story that you hear about nationally has local implications. Every single one of them. Because if you think, number one, that it's not coming to a city near you, you are sadly mistaken. Because as long as there are people that continue to come into the state of Florida, we are not always guaranteed, everybody, that we are going to be an R+11 or R+ whatever we are. In other words, we're going to be a heavy Republican district. We're going to be a heavy R district, and we're going to be a heavy pro-Trump district. It's not going to stay that way forever. So let's remember that. That's the first thing. So we're going to get to that story and why it's important this election cycle more than ever. We have audio from Jerry Nadler, who is another dangerous person. Why? Because Jerry Nadler told one of his constituents that he ran into in Washington, D.C., that the rioting that's happening with Antifa, the violence that's going on in Portland, the Molotov cocktails overnight that were thrown over the fence at the federal courthouse in Portland, it's nothing. It's a myth. It's not happening. It's just a Washington, D.C. thing. It's a talking point. It's not happening. That's dangerous because it is happening. And who is putting it into Jerry Nadler's head that this is a myth? Why would he say something like that when there are lives at stake? There are literally lives at stake in Portland with the rioting that's going on and a Democrat mayor and a governor who seem to let it go on and don't have any problem with it all happening. Again, gets back to a state near you, a municipality near you. There's one party that cares about law and order, and there's another party that doesn't. And it gets us to something else we're going to talk about a lot this morning. I hope you over the weekend had a chance to go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/925 Fox News. And there you can see the change.org petition to change Lee County to Trump County. Trump County, baby. Why are we doing this? Because we've got a cancel culture that's out there that says that you don't have a decision, that the things that are going on in the world are all a myth that you're concerned about, that the cancel culture is a myth, and there's nothing to see here. But we know, the cancel culture knows what should and shouldn't exist. like Robert E. Lee being part of the name of Lee County. And so we'll make the decision as to what the best name would be, and you won't have any say in this because it'll be pressure, massive pressure by a group, a minority of individuals that are going to tell the majority what to do, and we're not standing for that. So that's why I said, if you want to go along with that, okay, we're going to change Lee County to Trump County. And we'll turn the tides on you, cancel culture. And guess what? We've got close to 2,500 signatures going on. I haven't checked it lately, but we were close. We're probably over that number right now on our change.org petition. We're going to talk to a lot more folks about this and making this move forward. And, we're going to need logos and all kinds of stuff. I mean, we need T-shirts, Jake. We need T-shirts. We need
T-shirts, hats, mugs. What are those things?
Mugs. We need keychains. We need hats. We need what else?
Packs.
What else?
Fanny packs.
Fanny packs, because everybody knows that. Well, we need hats and shirts and keychains. Fanny packs. Did you just say fanny packs?
Yeah.
Are they like? Is that a millennial thing now, or I've seen a few people wearing fanny packs, but I thought that
you could bring them back, Drew.
I can bring them back. I think they're already kind of coming back, aren't they? In some weird sort of.
We have one with like a phone case on it.
Yeah, listen. The only thing that I would like to see with a phone case, the only thing I'd like to see possibly coming back is the pet rock. I always enjoyed the pet rock because you don't have to feed it. You don't have to do anything. It just sits there. And do you remember hearing about pet rocks?
I have a couple. I guess you could say that.
Really? So Rose in Fort Denard said pens. That's right. Rose, you've got a great point. We should have pens as well. So please go to facebook.com/925 Fox News. You'll see the Trump face right there. You'll see his face and it'll say Trump County, Florida. If you click on that, it takes you directly to our change.org page, or you can text the word Trump to 239, right? Is that right, Jake? Trump or Trump County?
Just the word Trump.
Trump. 239-479-5592. You can do that now. Trump. 239-479-5592. And once you do text, it'll take you right to the change.org page. Make sure you go ahead and sign off right there. We do. Oh, okay. It's on my call screen. All I had to do was turn around and look at my call screen. All right. I got you. All right. Oh boy, there's so much to get to this morning. Of course, it's a weekend and you know how that works. All right. Why do you care about this case, everybody? By the way, oh yeah. And the other thing I was going to get to is that Alfie Oakes, who is certainly hated by the left in this area of Southwest Florida. Alfie Oakes, seat to table. Well, Alfie Oakes is going to sue. He's going to sue the Collier County Commission. He's going to sue specific commissioners for the mask mandate, a lawsuit against that. Does he have a case, everybody? That's the big question. Does Alfie Oakes and his legal team have a case here? And won't there be more cases moving forward because of these mask mandates? And when you actually explore them, you come to find out that there's no legal precedent. And as a matter of fact, it might even be something that's illegal in the state. We're going to talk about that coming up this morning and play some of the audio from what was, I guess, a 200-plus rally. I love the way the Naples Daily News put this. At least 200 people gathered outside Seed to Table Market in North Naples on Saturday, clothed in Americana and holding signs addressing their opposition to Collier County's mask mandate. Americana. I like that. I like the way they put it. All right. So we're going to get to that. But first, I want to get to this. Yes, the world's gone crazy. Yes, there are individuals that are planning to take away your constitutional rights, that want to fundamentally change the country. And unfortunately, a lot of them are on the Supreme Court. And we are now once and for all in a place where we can honestly and truthfully say that John Roberts on the Supreme Court is a lefty. He's a leftist. He wasn't a conservative. He's never a conservative. Just because it was a Bush that put him there doesn't mean that he's a Republican, conservative, cares about your Constitution, because the court case against churches in Nevada was an abomination. This is the kind of thing you will see if you have Joe Biden or you have Democrats running the show. You're going to see more of this. You're going to hear more of this. You're going... Not a joke. It's not a joke. There's not one single part of that that's a joke. So what happened, everybody? A divided Supreme Court on Friday night. This is from SCOTUS blog. turned down a request by a Nevada church for permission, listen, to hold services on the same terms that other facilities in the state, including casinos, are allowed to hold gatherings during the COVID-19 pandemic. Chief Justice John Roberts joined the court's more liberal justices, more liberal than John. So John Roberts liberal, the more liberal justices, well put, in denying the plea from Calvary Chapel, Dayton Valley, a Christian church located about 15 miles outside the state's capital, Carson City. The ruling drew sharp dissents from the court's more conservative justice, with Samuel Alito writing that although the, quote, Constitution guarantees the free exercise of religion, it, quote, says nothing about the freedom to play craps or blackjack. So what happened? Listen to this. Earlier this month, the church asked the justices to issue an order that would allow it to hold in-person worship services with as many as 90 people while it challenges the COVID-19 shutdown order issued by the state's Democrat Governor Steve Sisolak. The order discriminates against places of worship, the church argued, because it limits services there to a maximum of 50 people while allowing casinos, gyms, bars, and restaurants to operate at 50% of capacity. The church stressed that it is willing to comply with rules regarding masks and social distancing, so they never said, hey, we're just going to have everybody come in here willy-nilly. No. They're going to do the same kind of social distancing that all these businesses have been doing. All it was asking, it emphasized, was to be treated the same as everyone else. And the justices decided that no, you don't get to be treated as everyone else. You get to be treated differently and on the wrong side of the Constitution. Flat out, that's exactly what happened. Now, I'll go into more details. I'm looking at the time coming up this morning on this case. But here's what you need to know. The liberal side, including Justice Roberts, concluded that the freedom of religion and your First Amendment constitutional rights do not stand anymore. They didn't even give an answer as to why they came up with this decision. There was no brief. Let me say that again. Typically, a Supreme Court would say, we voted on the side of Nevada, and here's why we did it. It was, who was it that wrote the decision? I'm trying to remember who it was. But one of the justices basically said on the left-leaning side of the court who wrote the decision said, we side with Nevada, and gave no reason. Whereas the right-leaning, conservative, Constitution-believing, and justice-following side of the court, including specifically Justice Gorsuch, laid it out in one paragraph that says it all. He said it's a simple case. Under the governor's edict, a 10-screen multiplex may hold 500 moviegoers at any time. A casino, too, may cater to hundreds at once, with perhaps 6 people huddled at each craps table here, and a similar number gathered around every roulette wheel there. Large numbers in close quarters are fine in such places, but churches, synagogues, and mosques are banned from admitting more than 50 worshipers, no matter how large the building, how distant the individuals, how many wear face masks, no matter the precautions at all. In Nevada, it seems it's better to be in the entertainment than religious than religion. Maybe that's nothing new. But the First Amendment prohibits such obvious discrimination against the exercise of religion. The world we inhabit today with a pandemic upon us poses unusual challenges. But there is no world in which the Constitution permits Nevada to favor Caesar's Palace over Calvary Chapel. Well said. Why do you care? You care, obviously, because you see the Constitution under attack. You care because the Supreme Court right now is not right-leaning, is not one that's going to go after Roe v. Wade, where all the fear was there, taking away your rights to kill babies. No, that's not it. It's about the fact that the court now is a left-leaning court. And if Joe Biden is the next president of the United States, just like in 2016, if Hillary Clinton were the next president of the United States at the time, which we don't have to worry about that, which that's a good feeling, at least to know that.
I am sick and tired.
Oh, we'll never be. And Joe Biden And the progressives are going to make, not even Joe Biden, the progressives, the socialists will make the decision on the Supreme Court that will last for decades and decades for your kids and your grandkids to have to deal with. And that will be taking away your constitutional rights, period. It will be a different world we live in. And it's darn close to it right now. But you have a say. And thank the Lord for that. And we do. And we should. We should focus a little more on that. Unless, of course, you live in Nevada. Then, hey, all bets are off. See what I did there? That was actually pretty funny. I didn't even plan on that, Jake. See that? All bets are off. Get it? Get it. I'm on an island. All right, 239-479-5592. Streaming live at YouTube. Please subscribe. Go to YouTube, type in Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. When you subscribe, it keeps us going, and we appreciate it. Let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute. Here's Sabrina Katz.
A crash on Corkscrew and Whidden Loop Road is slowing traffic southbound on Corkscrew as you're making your way maybe out of Lehigh, heading towards I-75 using Corkscrew Road. There's also the crash still active at Corkscrew and Wildcat Run. No major backups here, just a tap on your brakes heading west towards I-75. Now, Alico is starting to slow heading southbound, just south towards Corkscrew for about a quarter mile. Also delays in Lehigh Acres on Homestead Road building, and this is heading towards Leland Heights. If you're making the commute towards Leland, stick to Lee Boulevard. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
92 degrees with our heat index between 100 to 105 for your Monday, as we are going to be developing a round of some hit or miss scattered storms, especially this afternoon and this evening. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
This Fox Business Report is presented by Gulf Shore Business Magazine, online at gulfshorebusiness.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Gas is relatively cheap, and apparently it's going to stay that way for a while. The last couple of weeks saw the average price up just about a half cent to $2.25 a gallon. Publisher of the Lumberg survey, Trilby Lumberg, says demand is just not there, so the cost isn't moving much.
We still have COVID-driven conditions, and after August, when normally demand falls anyway, it may fall more than usual because of so many schools being apparently not ready to open in September.
Gas is about 56 cents a gallon cheaper now than it was last year at this time. A grim Friday on Wall Street with the Dow down 182 points. Some potentially market-moving reports coming up this week. A look at consumer confidence Tuesday, and the Fed's report on personal income levels Friday. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jill Nato, invested in you.
President Trump is fighting back, but he needs honest media. That's why millions are tuning into Newsmax TV. Every weeknight, you can watch Greg Kelly rip the media's hypocrisy. Plus, see Sean Spicer, Michelle Malkin, Mike Huckabee, Herman Cain, and more. Everyone is talking about Newsmax TV. Find it on DirecTV, Xfinity, Dish, Spectrum, Cox, Optimum, Fios, Uverse, Suddenlink, Mediacom, WOW, and more. Or just check your cable guide. Newsmax TV is now America's fastest-growing cable news channel. Watch it today.
The antidote to the anti-conservatives. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Majority Leader of the Florida House, Dane Eagle.
I'm Dane Eagle. I'm running for Congress because experience matters. We need proven conservatives fighting for us in Washington. As the Republican Majority Leader of the Florida House, I have proven myself as a trusted conservative. I cut over $10 billion in taxes while balancing Florida's budget. And I've tackled immigration. I fought beside Governor DeSantis to ban sanctuary cities and pass E-Verify. I'm Dane Eagle, and I approve this message because we cannot afford to take another chance on inexperienced, unproven candidates based on campaign ads. That has failed us in the past, and it will fail us again. When I say I'll do something, it's not an empty promise. It's something I've already proven I can and will do. I'm Dane Eagle, and I have the experience to bring back our economy, fight illegal immigration, and keep America great. Send me to Congress. I will stand with President Trump, and I will fight for America. That's a promise, not an ad.
Thank you, Dane.
Paid for by Dane Eagle for Congress.
Let's talk buttons. Not the buttons on clothes, the ones that do things. The ones that beg the question, what's that button do? There's just something satisfying about pressing buttons. And now, if you have sleep apnea and can't use CPAP, there's a button you can press that's really satisfying. It lets you go from sleeping like this to this. It's called Inspire, and it's as simple as, you guessed it, clicking a button. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body with one click of a remote. That's right, a button. Inspire is a small device implanted in a same-day outpatient procedure. Simply click the button on the Inspire remote before you fall asleep. As you sleep, Inspire keeps you breathing normally and sleeping peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. If you're struggling with CPAP, great sleep awaits at inspiresleep.com. That's inspiresleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. No mask, no hose, just sleep.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Liberal politician Jason Maughan is running for his third different office in just the last 4 years. He's even quitting the city council early just to run for another seat. But another political office isn't the only thing Maughan is running from. He's also running from his criminal past. Jason Maughan was arrested and charged in a drive-by shooting. He was driving drunk and firing a gun from his car while going 100 miles per hour. He pled guilty to charges and was sentenced to jail. Maughan has also been delinquent in paying his own property taxes at least 20 times, but voted to raise spending by millions of dollars on city council. We don't need liberal politician Jason Maughan in Tallahassee. But conservatives have a choice. Republican Adam Botana is the pro-life, pro-Second Amendment, and pro-Trump leader we can trust. He shares our conservative values and will serve us with honor. Paid by Adam Botana, Republican for State Representative.
If you're looking for a great paying part-time job with flexible hours, check out 2020 Census Jobs. You may have another job, or not. You may even be retired or looking for some extra income, but you can also help make sure that everyone gets counted. So apply today at 2020census.gov/jobs to help strengthen your community.
Your local 1-hour air conditioning and heating team is open and ready to serve you. AC isn't a luxury, but rather is essential to your life. Give our team a call at 844-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. People ask me all the time, what's the best air conditioner? My clear answer is the right system for the right reasons. I also prefer American-made products, which really narrows your choices. When you invest in our Florida Reserve private brand, it's made completely in the United States. It supports American jobs and meets the United States standards. It has a 10-year parts and labor no-hassle policy, and it's only available through Kobe Cooling. We set a higher standard, and we're proud to lead the way. The best is easy to spot. Kobe Cooling's Florida Reserve, made in the USA. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949, serving Southwest Florida for almost 70 years.
You know the problem in Washington? Too many politicians are full of should. They should keep promises, should serve the people, should avoid corruption. But when it's time to deliver, it's just a load of should. Then along comes Donald J. Trump, and the D.C. insiders, they lose their should. Byron Donalds is a lot like Trump that way. Donalds is willing to shake things up. You can take Trump's word for it.
I want to thank Representative Donalds. He's got a tremendous future ahead of him.
Now Byron Donalds is running for Congress. Donalds fought for low taxes in Tallahassee. He'll keep fighting to protect your paycheck in Congress. Donalds backs term limits. And Donalds stands with Trump to defend our police. Conservative, Republican, Byron Donalds for Congress. He'll make a difference in Washington. No should. Paid for by Club for Growth Action. Clubforgrowthaction.org and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Attention, Southwest Florida. It's not too late. You can still get $8,000 over Kelley Blue Book value for your trade-in, but only at Naples Nissan. Hundreds of new SUV models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite at NaplesNissan.com. Then come see us on Pine Ridge Road to find out the KBB.com current market value for your trade-in. We'll give you $8,000 more so you can drive that brand new Nissan home today. If KBB says it's worth $5,000, Naples Nissan will give you $13,000. If KBB says $10,000, we'll give you $18,000. You must act fast, though. Visit NaplesNissan.com for full details. Offer on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Starting today, the Lee Cares program will open up again to help you with rent, mortgage, or utility payments. Lee County and the United Way will offer in-person help with your application. To apply, you do need an ID, income documentation, and proof of loss of income. Head to the Wink News app for the link to apply. Cape Coral City leaders will discuss increasing safety for your child's school. $500,000 would be used to hire 4 new officers, which would allow 4 experienced ones to then become school resource officers, putting each high school with 2 SROs. Today's the last day to get free hand sanitizer and masks in Fort Myers. City leaders plan to hand them out at a special drive this morning. It will run from 8 to 11 o'clock at the Alliance for Arts along McGregor Boulevard. You can find more information on the Wink News app. The man accused of killing a beloved FWC officer in LaBelle is returning to court this morning. Elicio Hernandez is set to face a judge for a bond reduction hearing. Investigators say Hernandez shot and killed Julian King last month after Keene spotted him driving recklessly and then followed him. That hearing happens at 9 o'clock this morning. Hernandez is still in the Hendry County Jail on $500,000 bond. Right now, Fort Myers police are searching for the people responsible for a deadly drive-by shooting. They believe the suspects were driving a SUV, either a 2018 to 2020 white Jeep Compass with a black roof. That shooting happened over the weekend along Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard and Ortiz Avenue. 1 person died, at least 2 others were hurt. In Lee County, you have 3 more days, parents, to make a decision about how your child will learn this fall. Last week, board members voted to push back the start date of school to Monday, August 31st. Charlotte County parents, you have another 3 weeks to choose a date. The district needs your plan by Tuesday, August 18th. Your kids also head back to the classroom on the 31st. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
A crash on Corkscrew and Whidden Loop Road is slowing traffic southbound on Corkscrew as you're making your way maybe out of Lehigh, heading towards I-75 using Corkscrew Road. There's also the crash still active at Corkscrew and Wildcat Run. No major backups here, just a tap on your brakes heading west towards I-75. Now, Alico is starting to slow heading southbound, just south towards Corkscrew for about a quarter mile. Also delays in Lehigh Acres on Homestead Road building, and this is heading towards Leland Heights. If you're making the commute towards Leland, stick to Lee Boulevard. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Hot and humid for your Monday with temperatures in the 90s. Our heat index 100 to 105 as we are going to be developing a round of some hit or miss scattered rain and storms this afternoon and this evening. More heat and rain chances by Tuesday, Wednesday. We still will see a few popping up by late weekend and into the weekend, but overall lower than normal amount as temperatures climb into the mid-90s with our heat index even higher than that. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Patrick, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Plug into the power. 92.5 Fox News. Thrust all along.
Let's talk about Byron Donalds. Just the facts. Fact. Byron Donalds is a never-Trumper who has repeatedly mocked Donald Trump and his policies. Fact. Byron Donalds doesn't even live in the district he's running for. But it gets worse. Fact. A Trump-hating organization based in Washington is spending millions to buy the seat for him. These are the facts. Byron Donalds is a bought and paid-for never-Trumper. Paid for by Honesty America, not authorized by any candidate or any candidate's committee.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home, so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Gotta go, gotta go, gotta
summer clearance event going on now at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Lowest prices ever on over 1,500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles. All new Jeep Gladiator lease, $259 per month. Loaded luxurious Grand Cherokee Limited lease, $279 per month. New Ram Bighorn Crew Cab lease, just $299 per month. That's right, award-winning Ram trucks, $299 per month. Plus at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you can drive payment-free for 3 months, interest-free for 6 years, and worry-free up to 100,000 miles. Plus, our parts, service, and body shop are open to serve you. Summer clearance event featuring Ram Bighorn Crew Cabs for $299 per month at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com. 42-month leases, 10,000 miles per year, $32.94 due at signing plus tax, tag, title, 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand borrowed for 72 months at 0% APR with 0 down with lender approval. Offers don't combine.
Across the nation, America is moving forward, finding our footing, getting back on our feet. Life continues to open up. Businesses are getting back to business, and we are too. We know you rely on the Good Feet store to be there when you need us. We're open and ready to serve you. Our personally fit arch supports are designed to help alleviate, even eliminate, foot, knee, hip, and back pain, and provide comfort, balance, and support. The well-being of our customers, associates, and community is our highest priority. So we've implemented new measures, procedures, and precautions, keeping your health and safety in the forefront. The Good Feet store is lending a hand to help America get back on its feet. And just as we have for a quarter century, we're helping to improve the quality of people's lives, 2 feet at a time.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Hello?
Hello, Tom.
Yes.
Hi, Regis Philbin here from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Hi.
We've got your son John with us right now. He's doing pretty well.
Good.
He's won $500,000.
Wow.
And he's going for $1 million. And he needs your help to get there.
Okay.
So he's going to come on the line, read a question, 4 possible answers. One of them is the right answer. And the next voice you hear will be John's. John, you've got 30 seconds. Starts right now.
Hi, Dad.
Hi.
I don't really need your help, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to win the $1 million. Because the U.S. president appeared on Laughing as Richard Nixon. That's my final answer.
Well, my gosh. What can I say except, Debbie, you're going to Paris, so this is the final answer heard all around the world. He's won $1 million.
There you go. Regis Philbin. Regis passed away this weekend, 88 years of age, and that was a moment. Do you remember Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Jake? Do you remember that show at all?
Yes.
Okay, good. Do you remember Regis Philbin being part of the program?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Regis Philbin holds the world record for being on TV the longest.
That is right. How did you know that? Look at you using the Google machine today. I like that. Very good. So Regis Philbin, that's right, passed away at 88. And I'll say this, that was one of those great TV moments. That was the first millionaire on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and he knew that he was going to win, so he calls his dad to say, I'm going to win. I thought that was classic. But just great memories throughout the years and many decades. Regis Philbin, and of course, someone who is growing up in New York, always heard about Regis and just the name, just one of those people with the one name that you say Regis and you know exactly who you're talking about, and just good memories. And I think that there's, as I was thinking about it this weekend and I was talking to my wife and we were having a conversation a little bit about this. The one thing is that there are so many people and so many moments still, even as we speak, where we don't get to hear enough about the good. And I don't know, obviously none of us know Regis Philbin, Tom Hanks, any of these individuals personally and what they're like on their time by themselves, but the joy that certain individuals bring to you in entertainment, music, and the like is, especially someone like Regis, and you look and you look for those moments of joy. You look for those moments that make you smile, and there are a lot of individuals that are out there that certainly will make you smile that way, make you feel good. And so certainly a personality like Regis Philbin will be missed, who passed away at 88. Then there's miserable individuals like Nancy Pelosi. Did I bring up Nancy Pelosi this morning? Yeah, I sure did. Nancy Pelosi, who said something about the president that
bowl of doggy do.
Yeah. All right, we're going to get to what Nancy Pelosi said in just a bit, because Nancy Pelosi now has she's trolling the president like the president trolls others. Always comes up with these catchy names. The president has one for everybody, Sleepy Joe and all of these different names. And so Nancy Pelosi thinks she's got one on the president. I'm going to play that audio in just a second because I'm pretty sure this is not how you troll. 239-479-5592 is the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line. Streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch. We appreciate you watching this morning on YouTube. Drew Steele Radio, that's where you go. Steele with 3 E's. And please subscribe, because if you like watching on Facebook or YouTube, either place, that's how we keep this going. So subscribe to the channel, and we thank you very much for that. There are individuals that do want to look. It's known that you've got Democrats and even some people in Southwest Florida that we question as to what their motivation is. Nancy Pelosi, you want to try to figure out what her motivation is? Good luck. Certain people in Southwest Florida, you try to understand what their motivation is. Why in the world would, for example, Collier County be gung-ho, straightforward, take a vote on a mask mandate, only to find out that they say no to a mask mandate, and then a week later, let's do it again, as if you don't know what the outcome is going to be, and now saying masks are mandatory, and whether or not they have the authority to do this. Well, on what was it, Saturday, we did hear from one individual who you know exactly where he stands, and that individual would be Alfie Oakes and his lawyers that in Naples decided to maybe challenge Collier County with a lawsuit.
In the next coming weeks, we will be filing a lawsuit against Collier County.
Yep, there's a whole lot of happy people there about that.
The mask mandate that was unlawfully passed July 21st is facially invalid for lots of reasons. Among other things, the mask mandate is a governmental overreach. It's violative of the Florida Constitution, which gives individual citizens the absolute right to make their own decisions regarding health care.
Is that true? That is the legal team for Alfie Oakes suing Collier County and this mask mandate. And, regardless of whatever you think about whether masks should be mandated, whether or not you believe that we have the proof that shows that masks work, and then, of course, we have evidence to show that they don't work the way that you think that they work, especially in a mask mandate, where I can give you California, who has had a mask mandate for the longest time, and that mask mandate doesn't seem to be working very well because California is always mentioned as the state that continuously increases in the amount of cases, even since they've had the mandate in place. But we're not supposed to talk about that. So even though we have examples of how mask mandates fail, even though we have examples of how places where there is no mask mandate, that there is a decrease in cases, and how do you say that it's working there if there's no mandate? Then I don't get it. The information that we get on both sides of this, the fair and the unfair, like the Supreme Court case we brought up earlier this morning about how the Supreme Court decided that casinos in Nevada, you got over 50 people, knock yourself out. You can scrunch them together in front of a craps table because it says it in the Constitution. Thou shalt be able to scrunch people in front of the freedom of craps tables. Of course, it doesn't. And then when the church said we would like to have the same rights afforded to us during this pandemic, the Supreme Court said no. and gave no explanation. Question is whether or not we even do have the right. And remember, it was last week I talked to Byron Donalds about this state representative who said he'd brought this up on numerous occasions and how in the state of Florida this isn't going to fly.
The state of Florida and under Florida statutes, there is no provision anywhere in our statutes or in the Florida Constitution that gives any local government any authority to issue mask mandates. I was at the city council meetings in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Bonita Springs, and I was at the first meeting that was held in Collier County when they discussed these mask mandates. And what I told each member of the city council and the county commission was that they have no legal authority to make citizens wear masks. Nowhere in Florida Statute 252.36, which is the emergency powers listed for the governor of our state, is there any provision that gives local governments the authority to make citizens wear masks. The Florida Constitution is very clear in Article 1, Section 23, that the privacy of the citizens of the state of Florida is a power preserved to the people, not to be infringed by the state of Florida and any local government.
Well, that is Byron Donalds last week, who was on this very program, who mentioned this topic. And so here we are, seat at the table owner, that Alfie Oakes, and the legal team now announcing lawsuits against Collier County for a mask mandate. And we're going to find out where this goes, everybody, especially considering people have been questioning how this is going to be enforced and whether or not there is an example anywhere across the country where this has worked. And we have plenty of examples to show that the mask mandates that have been given out by states all over the country have, in some cases, the states have done well. In some cases, we have mask mandates where cases have not done well. As a matter of fact, they've increased. So we want to be consistent, not only consistent with, and Jake, let's go to break right now, not only consistent with what it is that we're doing when it comes to being fair, fair to a casino the same way you would be fair to a church. Oh no, according to the Supreme Court, it doesn't work that way. Casinos can be open all they want and have people crammed together, but in Nevada, no. As a church wants to have their congregants together, they've got a problem with that. That has complications and consequences for this election, especially if you think Joe Biden's going to bring in conservative justices. And the second part is the legality of all of this, and it will be challenged, and it should be, especially when you consider how in some cases it works, in some cases it doesn't when it comes to anything that we talk about with COVID. Looking forward to see how this ends up. All right, let's find out how traffic looks right now. Up to the minute, it's Sabrina Katz.
A crash on Corkscrew and Wooden Loop Road is slowing traffic southbound on Corkscrew as you're making your way maybe out of Lehigh, heading towards I-75 using Corkscrew Road. There's also the crash still active at Corkscrew and Wildcat Run. No major backups here, just a tap on your brakes heading west towards I-75. Now, Alico is starting to slow heading southbound, just south towards Corkscrew for about a quarter mile. Also delays in Lehigh Acres on Homestead Road building, and this is heading towards Leland Heights. If you're making the commute towards Leland, stick to Lee Boulevard. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
92 degrees with our heat index between 100 to 105 for your Monday, as we are going to be developing a round of some hit or miss scattered storms, especially this afternoon and this evening. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Rush Limbaugh.
You know, it's not just Seattle, Berkeley, New York, and other blue American cities. This insanity that we see around us has spread to cities around the world. In Liverpool, England, protesters vandalized street signs for Penny Lane. The vandals blacked out the famous street name and spray-painted Racist Lane, all because of unproven speculation that the street was named for James Penny, an 18th century slave merchant. Steve Rotherham, mayor of Liverpool, says that there isn't one shred of evidence that the street was named for the slave trader. But that doesn't matter. The mob has ruled. So I guess that we can expect that next, these history-erasing race warriors will come after the Beatles for daring to write an iconic song about their childhood memories of life in Liverpool. It was called Penny Lane. Paul George, John Ringo, anybody who collaborated with them probably will be denounced for writing a song about a street that maybe, possibly, might have been named for somebody in a slave trade 300 years ago. You know, these crazed leftists don't give a rat's rear end about evidence or history or anything else. The UK protest mobs are also demanding that statues of Winston Churchill and even Mahatma Gandhi come down. Nothing and nobody is immune from the blind rage of the mob. These leftists, they're beyond nuts. They're truly flirting with insanity. Do not let them suck you into it, folks. Business owners, you got a lot on your plate. Re-engaging customers, instigating new projects, welcoming back employees. It's a lot. Hiring new employees to help your business grow and meet the demands of your customers can be a full-time job in itself. That's why you should let ZipRecruiter handle your recruiting. When you post a job on ZipRecruiter, it gets sent out to over 100 leading job sites. ZipRecruiter's smart matching technology will find people with the right skills and experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. ZipRecruiter also notifies job seekers who are the right fit when your job is posted, so you start getting matches right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Let ZipRecruiter do your recruiting for you so that you have one less thing to worry about. Try it out for free. ZipRecruiter.com/rush. That's ZipRecruiter.com/rush.
Cancel the cancel culture mob. Be part of the movement to push back. Rename Lee County Trump County. Sign your name now at 925foxnews.com.
That's what sleeping with a CPAP sounds like. If you can't use CPAP, imagine pressing a button and it sounding like this. That's sleeping with Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body with one click of a remote. That's right, just a button. If you have sleep apnea, great sleep awaits at InspireSleep.com. That's InspireSleep.com. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation. No mask, no hose, just sleep.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
Hi, this is Matt Caldwell. I spent 8 years in the Florida House fighting for our conservative values. We cut billions in taxes, balanced our budget every year, removed government barriers to job growth, and made huge strides in fixing our water quality. Now I'm looking to use that experience as your next Lee County property appraiser. I've spent the past 20 years working as a professional property appraiser in both the residential and commercial markets. It's something I know well, and I'm the only candidate with this experience in the industry. I'm Matt Caldwell, and through the years, I've proven myself as a trusted, principled conservative. More than ever, it is crucial that we have strong conservatives with a proven record, someone in office that you know will not back down and will always defend our values. I have served you before, and I'm ready to do it again. I'm Matt Caldwell. I'm running for Lee County Property Appraiser, and I'm asking for your vote. Paid by Matt Caldwell, Republican for Lee County Property Appraiser.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. Anytime you want to text, maybe even text the word Trump to 239-479-5592. Now, why would you want to do that? Because you believe that Lee County should be named Trump County. I mean, listen, if we're going to have a cancel culture come in, we're going to have a cancel culture come here and tell us all of the things that need to be changed about the state of Florida, about Lee County, about Robert E. Lee County. We can't have that. Can't have that, everybody. Then, and there are going to be others that are going to make the decisions for you. I say, no, we get to make those decisions, and we're going to change Lee County to Trump County. And I know a lot of people have been on board with this. I know a lot of people have been signing up for our Change.org petition over the weekend. If you text the word Trump now to 239-479-5592, you will get a link to the Change.org page. That's going to help us so that we can present it to people and say, look at all the individuals here in Lee County who are all about this, who like the idea and want to sign off on this, understanding that we are not having this any longer with a cancel culture. We're just not doing it. We're not having people come into Southwest Florida and telling us what we can and can't do and what names we can and cannot have. And enough is enough. And so we're all standing up together. I'm looking forward to talking about this more with representatives to get the ball rolling. I'm looking forward to coming up soon The idea of having a logo, we need to have one of those. Maybe even, I don't know, Jake, maybe even like a competition, something that we can have and kind of have a couple of ideas and maybe have everybody figure out what the logo should be, because we need shirts, we need hats, we need keychains, we need beer koozies. Somebody said beer koozies. Pens.
Bumper stickers.
Bumper stickers. We need bumper stickers. What else do we need with logos on? We need, oh gosh, there's so many things. Mouse pads. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll keep thinking of items. It's not about the items, although the items are fun. But it's really about standing up. Again, this is something that's so important in this. You have a voice. You here in Southwest Florida do not have to sit back and allow others to come around and decide for you what's best for where you live and have been for the past, I don't know, fill in the blank. I've been here for 35 years. And I'm not having it. And so changing Lee County, sure, we'll change Lee County to Trump County. And don't forget to text the word Trump to 239-479-5592, and that'll give you the link to go to our change.org petition. It's how we start to get things rolling. And then we start to talk to representatives, and then we got T-shirts, and everybody's wearing it, and then it just grows. All right, coming up, what ridiculous thing did Jerry Nadler and Nancy Pelosi both say over the weekend? Wait till you hear this.
92.5 Fox News.
You know the problem in Washington? Too many politicians are full of should. They should keep promises, should serve the people, should avoid corruption. But when it's time to deliver, it's just a load of should. Then along comes Donald J. Trump, and the DC insiders, they lose their should. Byron Donalds is a lot like Trump that way. Donalds is willing to shake things up. You could take Trump's word for it.
I want to thank Representative Donalds. He's got a tremendous future ahead of him.
Now Byron Donalds is running for Congress. Donalds fought for low taxes in Tallahassee. He'll keep fighting to protect your paycheck in Congress. Donalds backs term limits. And Donalds stands with Trump to defend our police. Conservative Republican Byron Donalds for Congress. He'll make a difference in Washington. No should. Paid for by Club for Growth Action. Clubforgrowthaction.org and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Attention, Southwest Florida. It's not too late. You can still get $8,000 over Kelley Blue Book value for your trade-in, but only at Naples Nissan. Hundreds of new SUV models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite at NaplesNissan.com. Then come see us on Pine Ridge Road to find out the KBB.com current market value for your trade-in. We'll give you $8,000 more so you can drive that brand new Nissan home today. If KBB says it's worth $5,000, Naples Nissan will give you $13,000. If KBB says 10, we'll give you 18. You must act fast, though. Visit NaplesNissan.com for full details. Offer on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Starting today, the Lee Cares program will open up again to help you with rent, mortgage, or utility payments. Lee County and the United Way will offer in-person help with your application. To apply, you do need an ID, income documentation, and proof of loss of income. Head to the Wink News app for the link to apply. Cape Coral City leaders will discuss increasing safety for your child's school. $500,000 would be used to hire 4 new officers, which would allow 4 experienced ones to then become school resource officers, putting each high school with 2 SROs. Today's the last day to get free hand sanitizer and masks in Fort Myers. City leaders plan to hand them out at a special drive this morning. It will run from 8 to 11 o'clock at the Alliance for Arts along McGregor Boulevard. You can find more information on the Wink News app. The man accused of killing a beloved FWC officer in LaBelle is returning to court this morning. Eliseo Hernandez is set to face a judge for a bond reduction hearing. Investigators say Hernandez shot and killed Julian King last month after King spotted him driving recklessly and then followed him. That hearing happens at 9 o'clock this morning. Hernandez is still in the Hendry County Jail on $500,000 bond. Right now, Fort Myers police are searching for the people responsible for a deadly drive-by shooting. They believe the suspects were driving a SUV, either a 2018 to 2020 white Jeep Compass with a black roof. That shooting happened over the weekend along Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard and Ortiz Avenue. One person died, at least 2 others were hurt. In Lee County, you have 3 more days, parents, to make a decision about how your child will learn this fall. Last week, board members voted to push back the start date of school to Monday, August 31st. Charlotte County parents, you have another 3 weeks to choose a date. The district needs your plan by Tuesday, August 18th. Your kids also head back to the classroom on the 31st. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
The crash at Corkscrew Road and Whidden Loop Road is still causing a slowdown southbound on Corkscrew, now for about 1.5 miles, with reports of injury as well. So as you're heading out of Lehigh or Immokalee, if you usually hop on Corkscrew Road, I would avoid it for right now. You can hop on Daniels or even Immokalee Road, making your way towards I-75. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Hot and humid for your Monday with temperatures in the 90s. Our heat index 100 to 105 as we are going to be developing a round of some hit or miss scattered rain and storms this afternoon and this evening. More heat and rain chances by Tuesday, Wednesday. We still will see a few popping up by late weekend and into the weekend, but overall a lower than normal amount as temperatures climb into the mid.
All right, hey you guys, good morning, good to see you. Good to see you on Facebook and good to see you on YouTube. Please, if you're on Facebook and you like watching on Facebook, the way we keep this going is to subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you just go to YouTube and just go to Drew Steele Radio, subscribe to the channel right there, and that'll keep this going. And then if you want to go back to Facebook, whatever. But anyway, good to see you. Looking at the comments, just waiting for any of your comments to pop up. As we get comments this morning, I'd like to hear from you and see you there. So I see Bonnie. Good morning, Bonnie. And Bill, good to see you. Richard, I see you as well. Crypto's back. Crypto's always around. Toby, good to see you, Toby. And Steven. I know Steven is asking about comments on candidates, and I'm thinking about making like a one sheet, everybody, with my picks for the biggest, not every single race in Southwest Florida, but the bigger races. So if that's something you would like for me to do, if you just put yes in the comments on Facebook, just put the word yes, or on YouTube, and I may end up doing that this week. The sooner the better. So if that's something you'd like to see, just go ahead and put that in the comments. All right, great. We got to get back to it, and I'll see you in just a minute.
And he's fighting to deliver results. Ray Rodriguez stood with President Trump to ban sanctuary cities in Florida and hold government officials accountable who refuse to enforce our immigration laws. He also worked to pass E-Verify to protect American jobs and make it harder for illegals to find work. And he stood with President Trump to defend our Second Amendment rights. Conservative Ray Rodriguez worked with Governor DeSantis to grow our economy, cut taxes, and create jobs right here in Southwest Florida. When Governor DeSantis needed him, Ray Rodriguez delivered billions of dollars for water quality projects that will clean up our local waterways and reduce harmful Lake Okeechobee discharges. Ray Rodriguez understands water is our state's most precious resource and has been steadfast in prioritizing clean water. Ray Rodriguez is the trusted conservative we can count on to deliver results in the Florida Senate. He's 100% pro-life, stood with President Trump to fight illegal immigration, and delivered results in the fight for clean water.
I'm Ray Rodriguez, and I'm asking for your vote.
Paid by Ray Rodriguez, Republican for Florida Senate.
Have you ever wanted to learn a new language like French, Spanish, or Russian, but thought it would be too difficult and time-consuming? Then go to Babbel.com and try it for free. Babbel works because it's built around real life. It teaches you everyday practical conversations that you will actually use. In 15 minutes a day, you'll be on your way to speaking a new language in just a few weeks. Babbel uses a modern conversation-based technique that makes language engaging, fun, and memorable. It starts by teaching you words and phrases. Then, sentences gradually get more complex. Soon, you're practicing short conversations about real-life topics. Babbel is created by language experts who use the spaced repetition method to help you learn quickly and remember. what you learned. With Babbel, you can speak a new language. Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com, Babbel.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida, Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I am so glad you're joining us today. 239-479-5592. That is the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line. We are streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch. You just go to Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, and we appreciate you watching, tuning in, and please subscribe to the channel while you're there if you enjoy it. That's how we're going to keep this going. So we need your help with that. Certainly, you just, it's free, by the way. Just subscribe. And we do appreciate you listening and watching. We also appreciate you joining us on the change.org petition. Listen, you got the cancel culture wants to come in and change the name of Lee County, Robert E. Lee County, to whatever the cancel culture decides, because, you know, you'll have no say in it. Well, no, we get ahead of them and we say, no, we'll change it. We'll do it. We'll change the name of Lee County to Trump County. Thank you very much. And if you'd like to be part of the change.org petition, we're getting closer to 2,500 signatures. I mean, it keeps going up and up each and every day. It's exciting. We will just text the word Trump to 239-479-5592, and we'll send you a link. And that link will take you right there, and you can go ahead and sign it. And that is awesome. All right. Busy weekend. So many things to get to. Here's a premise that I want to start with as we start to get into what's happening with the coronavirus, the latest numbers, the latest mistakes from the state of Florida. Really, is it the mistake of the state of Florida? Some of the numbers that we start to see. Florida mistake on child COVID-19 rate raises question. Can Florida's numbers be trusted? That from the Sun Sentinel, the South Florida Sun Sentinel. It's all about the state. The state's the problem, and in turn, that would be the governor and the president. You see how this works. Well, isn't it interesting, before we get to that specifically, I seem to find it humorous, and so do many others that I talk to, that every time the state makes a mistake when it comes to the COVID-19 numbers and the rates here in the state of Florida, does anybody else find it interesting that the mistakes are always that they reported too many? Like, wouldn't you imagine if something was going on that was nefarious with the state of Florida? Wouldn't you imagine that the numbers would be, lower? Like they would be telling us lower numbers because they want to look good. But no, in some perverted, weird world that everybody lives in right now, that is that I'm going to give you an example of in just a second. In some weird, perverted world that the left lives in this country, that the way that the state of Florida is making mistakes in the numbers, and don't get me wrong, it's not like everything has been perfect with the numbers, and we can go through that in just a second. And you know, motorcycle crashes that are considered COVID cases, whose fault is that? And some of the charts that have been out over the weekend, as a matter of fact, that display how many people have died on a specific date here in the state of Florida, the deaths due to COVID. And you come to find out that when you look at the charts that are in front of you, that you see since the middle of June, all of a sudden, the way the numbers have been combined is by combined dates. It's not the date specific. You know, when you look at the biggest date that we've had here so far in the state of Florida, which was like, July 17th, and everybody was like, look at this huge spike. It's an unbelievable number. How many people we've had on this day. You come to find out that it was a culmination of days worth of deaths put in one day. Yes, the updated Florida deaths by date graph as of July 26th shows that July 16th was the highest day to date, which was 114 deaths. If you go to the tracking of the Florida Department of Health site, but it was wrong. Because it wasn't that day was 114 deaths. It was the culmination of days worth of deaths. Not that one death is satisfactory or 100 or 10 or you pick a number. Of course, every death is horrific. We don't want to hear about deaths. But when reporting deaths, doesn't that matter? That we're not putting the deaths all in one day and then making this huge spike and everybody goes, oh, we're going to shut the schools down because look at the spike. Well, hold on a second. Anyway, The point is that there are those that are continuing to not only merchant in panic, but there are those that merchant in lies. I'll give you one in particular. Either this person is completely oblivious, this person is dumb as a rock, or they know what the truth is, and they just don't want to admit it.
That is a low blow.
I didn't even mention Bernie Sanders. I didn't say it was you, although it's a kind of a socialist, Marxist way of operating. Just saying. Jerry Nadler was confronted by one of his constituents over the weekend in Washington, D.C., a constituent who really wanted to find out more about his thoughts on Portland, Oregon. In case you don't know what's happening in Portland, Oregon, we're told that it's peaceful protesters, mostly peaceful protesters. There's just a smattering of 2-3 people that have caused a lot of trouble. And it would be a shame if everybody were to judge the Portland anarchy, the Portland peaceful protests, see what I did there, by 1 or 2 individuals that are just no good ne'er-do-wells. That's the word of the day, Jake. Your word of the day today is ne'er-do-well. Would you use that in a sentence today at some time, please?
Okay.
He won't. Yeah, a few ne'er-do-wells, a few people that are up to no good. Let's not do that. No, that's not what's happening. Right now in Portland, Oregon, as we speak, overnights, it has been complete anarchy. Is Antifa, it's anarchy. It is protesters that are going after the federal courthouse building that has been boarded up, has been fenced, and they're trying to tear down the fence. They're throwing Molotov cocktails over the fence. There is all kinds of violence and rioting in the street that is not just peaceful protesters holding up signs and being peaceful. They're not being peaceful. To what end? We still don't know. What do these individuals plan on doing once they take over the federal courthouse? Remains to be seen. We have them rushing. Yeah, we got it. Okay. What do we do now? Of course, they have a plan, but we don't want to see to it that they fulfill their plan. So Jerry Nadler's asked about this. I mean, you see Antifa and the protesters and the rioting. Certainly, you, Jerry Nadler, you don't want to speak well of these protesters that are tearing down fences and trying to burn down a federal courthouse. Certainly you see what's going on. So the constituent walks up to him. What do you think he said?
It is true. There's violence across the whole country. Do you disavow the violence from Antifa? That's happening in Portland right now? There's riots.
That's a myth that's being spread only in Washington, D.C.
About Antifa in Portland?
Yes.
Sir, there's videos everywhere online. There's fires and riots. They're throwing fireworks at federal officers. DHS is there.
He walks away.
Look online. It gets crazy, Mr. Nadler.
It's a myth, everybody. So there's Jerry Nadler. Jerry Nadler, who along with the other Democrats, including Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, go right down the line, who could possibly, with the help of certain individuals voting in this country, be in charge, want you to believe that in Portland, that it's all a myth. Everything you're hearing about, it's just a DC myth, everybody. It's not actually happened. Move along. Let's go. Come on. Anybody believe that's true? Well, as a matter of fact, there are people that believe it's true. That's the problem. It is being reported through NBC, ABC, CBS, all the major media outlets, even some of the local outlets here in Southwest Florida, reporting on Antifa. Oh, no, they're not reporting on Antifa. They're reporting on the peaceful protest. It's still a George Floyd protest, everybody. That's all it is. And it's just a peaceful gathering. And, as peaceful gatherers would do, they tried to throw Molotov cocktails and tear down fences and go after police, which they have done. And then it starts to spread to major cities, but everything is fine. These are the individuals that want your vote. These are the individuals that want to run this country, and I would say that there is a ground near you that they would like to run it into. But you always have Nancy Pelosi to lean on, because Nancy Pelosi, she... well, I don't know. Don't lean on Nancy Pelosi, because chances are something will break. But anyway... Nancy Pelosi was on, I think it was Face the Nation, and, the big comments coming up about what's happening with coronavirus and this new $3 trillion that Democrats want in relief, the $600 unemployment benefits that should still be coming out, that everybody should be able to get because it helps so much when it comes to those individuals going back to work. No, it doesn't. Even Wink News had a story this weekend about how it is affecting employers. They can't get people to come back to work because they're making more money sitting around their home with Jake playing Millennium Falcon War of the Worlds Part 7 than they would be going back out into the workforce. Who do you think would benefit from keeping those people on the sideline so that the economy can't get back up and running, everybody? You know the answer. And so there's Nancy Pelosi, who wants to go after the president because, of course, it's Republicans and the president's fault. But Nancy Pelosi has a trick up her sleeve, everybody. Listen to the trick she has up her sleeve.
I have a new name for him, Mr. Make Matters Worse. He has made matters worse from the start. Delay, denial, it's a hoax.
I gotta stop. Okay. So Nancy Pelosi wants to troll the president of the United States. Are you sure you want to do that? Are you sure you want to troll the ultimate troll? I mean, let's be honest. The president knows a thing or two about going after and being able to be successful when it comes to the social media universe. I think there's some may agree with that. But there's Nancy Pelosi. She's got a nickname for the president.
I have a new name for him.
Yeah.
Mr. Make Matters Worse.
Wasn't Mr. Make Matters Worse, Jake the Millennial? Wasn't Mr. Make Matters Worse the bad guy in one of the Christmas animated things where there was a guy who controlled the heat and a guy who controlled the cold, and one of them was Mr. Make Matters Worse? I think he was right in the middle. I think there was Heatmeister and the Freezemeister, and then right in the middle was Mr. Make Matters Worse. Do you remember that guy? He had a little chubby.
I have no idea.
No idea what I'm talking about. Somebody does. I'm on an island. 239-479-5592. It's like the Island of Misfit Toys. Do you know what I'm talking about with that? Island of Misfit Toys.
No.
Okay. I got to come up with better millennial references so that they understand. The point is this, is that Nancy Pelosi has a great word now to troll the president, and let her go on even after the troll to see now what else she says about what the president is doing wrong. Remember, people are not going back to work because they're making more staying home than going back to work. You think that's a plus or a minus for the economy, and who benefits from that?
Delay, denial, it's a hoax. It'll go away magically. It's a miracle, and all the rest. And we're in this situation that you spelled out some of the numbers very clearly early. Mm-hmm. So it makes matters worse. Now then we'll send our children to school. The best way to send our children to school is to fund it. To fund it, the ventilation, the spacing, the additional teachers.
Wait. So the best way that Nancy Pelosi says to send our kids back to school is to fund it.
Is to fund it.
So they just need more money, everybody. If we just give them money to do what?
To fund it, the ventilation.
Okay, ventilation. Schools already have ventilation. I guess they're talking about filters. Well, I don't know. We can probably find some money. I'm sure in the trillions of dollars that's out there, there's probably something for filters. As a matter of fact, I would hope and pray that school districts around the country have been so fiscally responsible with their budgets that they probably have a couple of extra bucks that they could spend on filters, or not.
The spacing, the additional teachers.
Okay, spacing and additional teachers. Spacing, first of all. Does anybody think that we're not going to have spacing in school? We've already talked about some of the things that we're going to do. And then more look, Nancy Pelosi wants to shove more money into people's faces so that Democrats can convince individuals that the only way you're going to survive during a pandemic or a non-pandemic or a half a pandemic or something that starts with the letter P in the future, the only way you're going to survive is with the government coming along and saving the day, even though all the numbers the numbers that are out there would not justify what schools are doing. And I want to get into that too, because some of our local school district members, school board members, have to be called out. And some of them also have to recognize what the numbers are and are not. We need to take a break, Jake. Let's do that right now, because I'm concerned on a lot of different levels here. We're always told that, we had to do August 31st here with the school districts because, we got to be prepared. You're telling me that you haven't been prepared up to this point for going back to school? You knew we were going to be going back to school at the beginning of August. Oh, but the numbers, we didn't expect these numbers. But what are the numbers? Oh, we can't send kids back to school. Do you know how dangerous it is? Where's your evidence that it's dangerous to go back to school for kids to go back? I can give you all kinds of examples, as I did last week, of how it's not dangerous. That there are countries all over the world that have sent kids back to school, and there's no evidence to suggest that kids are bringing the COVID back to their homes, or that people are. It's quite the opposite. That all of it has shown that the evidence shows that it's the parents giving it to the kids, not the kids giving it. Okay, anyway, I know the music. We got to take a break. We'll get into this more. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Traffic is slowing from a crash at 82 and Colonial Boulevard. Delays on 82 from Buckingham towards Colonial. Also, the crash at Corkscrew and Wood and Loop is still slowing traffic as well, heading north and south on Corkscrew for about a mile. So commuting between 82 and I-75, just stick to Daniels or Mockley Road. Also, a crash at Marsh and Edgewood, slowing traffic southbound on Marsh to Palm Beach. 75 commuters, there's a crash at mile marker 185. This is near Ponce de Leon. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
92 degrees with our heat index between 100 to 105 for your Monday, as we are going to be developing a round of some hit or miss scattered storms, especially this afternoon and this evening. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Take right all along to another level. Rename Lee County Trump County. Let your voice be heard at 925foxnews.com.
Building a dream takes hard work, discipline, determination. Casey Asghar started with nothing, but his hard work created jobs. His discipline shaped a community. His determination built an American dream. Those same qualities built our nation. And to rebuild our economy, we need them now more than ever.
I'm Casey Asghar, and I approve this message. My family came to America to pursue the American dream. We owe it to our children to keep the dream alive.
Paid for by Casey Asghar for Congress.
Attention community heroes. Franz Eye Care would like to express their appreciation for all that you do as you serve on the front lines. That's why they're offering $1,500 off bilateral LASIK for first responders. All EMTs, firefighters, police officers, and critical care workers in hospitals and minor emergency clinics are eligible to receive this benefit now through May 31st. Dr. Jonathan Franz, one of the original pioneers in the field of LASIK surgery, and his expert team of surgeons at Franz Eye Care want to help you experience better vision and a better life without the hassle of contacts and glasses. In addition to this amazing $1,500 off LASIK special, Franz Eye Care is now offering free LASIK screenings through virtual consultations. Dial *** 2020 from your mobile phone today to schedule a virtual consultation at a convenient time for you. Thank you, first responders. We appreciate your sacrifice. Dial *** 2020 from your mobile phone.
Dial *** 2020. Franz Eye Care.
My name is Crystal Kenzo, and for the past 2 years, I've proudly served as your elected clerk of the Circuit Court and comptroller. Through our audits of government spending, I've saved taxpayers millions of dollars. Moving forward, I will lead our office into the next generation of services with first-class, streamlined, and automated access to those services. I ask for your vote on August 18th. Political advertisement paid for and approved by Crystal K. Kenzo, Republican, for Collier Clerk of the Circuit Court and Comptroller.
Jason Mon at Mon, Himshute, and Adams Law Group is your Lee County Home Rule attorney. Their attorneys are here to fight for both you and your family's rights against outside interference. They'll work hard to make sure your business personal home rule isn't threatened by unjust government regulation or dishonest business transactions. So remember, to protect your home rule, please call Jason Mon, your experienced home rule lawyer, 472-2424. That's 472-2424.
Are you tired of a government for developers and special interest groups with a negative impact on our quality of life? My name is Nick Betos, and this is why I'm running for Lee County Commission, District 3. I was the first mayor of Estero and have been advocating for quality of life issues in Lee County for over 15 years. Our businesses and economy must have the support they need to recover from these trying times. Impact fees need to be reinstated to help build our roads, schools, and parks. Water quality must be our top priority. Mining expansion must be restricted. And the Conservation 2020 Fund must be used for what it was intended for, buying and preserving environmentally sensitive land. Remember to vote for Nick Betos on August 18th. Visit BetosForLeeCounty.com and Facebook at Betos for Lee County. Paid for by Nicholas Betos, Republican for Lee County Commission, District 3.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, just want to remind everybody, Trump County, that's right. Text the word Trump to 239-479-5592. Do that right now because we've got the change.org petition changing Lee County to Trump County. Listen, if the cancel culture is coming into this town, as they've gone across the country, to try to cancel and bring down statues, to try to change the names of cities, military bases, and more, we put the stop to that. And we get ahead of it and say, listen, you're not coming into this town. And if you do, we'll get a jump on this. We're going to name it Trump County. Thank you very much. We're approaching 2,500 signatures. And I think we could do that by today. So go ahead and text the word Trump to 239-479-5592 to sign the change.org petition. It'll send you the link. And we appreciate that. Also, don't forget, streaming live on YouTube, Drew Steele Radio. Go to YouTube in the search bar, type Drew Steele Radio. And please subscribe to the channel this way on Facebook and YouTube. You get to watch both places. We appreciate that. Coming up, we'll talk more about Alfie Oakes, Seat to Table, Collier County. There's a lot of news that's out there we'll get to next.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
I'm Dan Severson, Navy Top Gun fighter pilot. Spent 22 years in the Navy protecting the Constitution. Now I'm running for Congress. I am the only proven ultra-conservative in this race. I will support President Trump, and I want to be his wingman to carry on the conservative policies he has enacted that make America great. Elect me on August 18th in the primary and then in November for the general election, and I guarantee you'll get a fighter pilot in Washington, D.C. I'm Dan Severson, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Dan Severson for Congress.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and I have something important that I want to share with you about my good friends Kevin and Todd at AMCO of Bonita Springs. Look, they understand the last thing you need to worry about in 2020 is what to do and where to go when you're having car troubles, right? Their shops know a thing or two about hard times, especially since they opened in 2008. Remember, that was during a recession, and they've worked hard from day one and every day since to make sure they simply do the right thing when it comes to your auto or truck repair needs. Not only are Kevin Todd and the team great conservatives, but they're also very good at what they do when it comes to the maintenance and repairs that you need, whatever that may be. Because look, you rely on that vehicle each day to get you where you need to be. Not only do they do all things related to transmission work, but they even do brakes, air conditioning, check engine light diagnostic, tires, alignments. Look, you name it, they can handle it. Southwest Florida's come to know AMCO of Bonita Springs as the place you can trust with your car or truck. So give them a call, will you? 992-2626. That's 239-992-2626. And if it's your first time into the shop, make sure you let them know you heard it right here on 92.5 Fox News.
If you're far from water, you might think a flood can't happen to you. But the truth is, there are hidden risks that can leave your property vulnerable, like runoff from new development, changing weather patterns, and even wildfires. But if you have flood insurance, you have peace of mind, knowing that you can recover faster. Protect the life you've built. Visit floodsmart.gov/storm to learn more. Brought to you by FEMA and its National Flood Insurance Program.
Across the country, police departments are being defunded. Criminals are being released en masse, and violent crime is on the rise. But here in Lee County, that's not how we roll. Sheriff Carmine Marcino is on the job, and he knows what to do with violent criminals. Arrest them, prosecute them, put them behind bars.
I'm Lee County Sheriff Carmine Marcino. Protecting Lee County is my top priority. Utilizing technology to implement sophisticated strategies to catch criminals. Consistently working to improve our response times. Putting more deputies on the street to keep career criminals off them.
It's hard work, but Sheriff Carmine Marcino understands that keeping our neighborhoods, schools, and businesses safe is worth it. That's why Lee County has one of the lowest crime rates in Florida.
I'm Sheriff Carmine Marcino, and I serve to protect you.
Paid electioneering communication paid for by the Conservative Champion Leaders, 133 Harbor Drive, South Venice, Florida, 34285.
This Wink News Update is presented by Stadium Dry Cleaners. Online at stadiumdrycleaners.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Starting today, the Lee Cares program will open up again to help you with rent, mortgage, or utility payments. Lee County and the United Way will offer in-person help with your application. To apply, you do need an ID, income documentation, and proof of loss of income. Head to the Wink News app for the link to apply. Cape Coral City leaders will discuss increasing safety for your child's school. $500,000 would be used to hire 4 new officers, which would allow 4 experienced ones to then become school resource officers, putting each high school with 2 SROs. Today's the last day to get free hand sanitizer and masks in Fort Myers. City leaders plan to hand them out at a special drive this morning. It will run from 8 to 11 o'clock at the Alliance for Arts along McGregor Boulevard. You can find more information on the Wink News app. The man accused of killing a beloved FWC officer in LaBelle is returning to court this morning. Elicio Hernandez is set to face a judge for a bond reduction hearing. Investigators say Hernandez shot and killed Julian King last month after Keene spotted him driving recklessly and then followed him. That hearing happens at 9 o'clock this morning. Hernandez is still in the Hendry County Jail on $500,000 bond. Right now, Fort Myers police are searching for the people responsible for a deadly drive-by shooting. They believe the suspects were driving a SUV, either a 2018 to 2020 white Jeep Compass with a black roof. That shooting happened over the weekend along Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard and Ortiz Avenue. 1 person died, at least 2 others were hurt. In Lee County, you have 3 more days, parents, to make a decision about how your child will learn this fall. Last week, board members voted to push back the start date of school to Monday, August 31st. Charlotte County parents, you have another 3 weeks to choose a date. The district needs your plan by Tuesday, August 18th. Your kids also head back to the classroom on the 31st. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is slowing from a crash at 82 and Colonial Boulevard. Delays on 82 from Buckingham towards Colonial. Also, the crash at Corkscrew and Wooden Loop is still slowing traffic as well, heading north and south on Corkscrew for about a mile. So commuting between 82 and I-75, just stick to Daniels or Mockley Road. Also, a crash at Marsh and Edgewood, slowing traffic southbound on Marsh to Palm Beach. 75 commuters, there's a crash at mile marker 185. This is near Ponce de Leon. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Hot and humid for your Monday with temperatures in the 90s. Our heat index 100 to 105 as we are going to be developing a round of some hit or miss scattered rain and storms this afternoon and this evening. More heat and rain chances by Tuesday, Wednesday. We still will see a few popping up by late weekend and into the weekend, but overall lower than normal amount as temperatures climb into the mid-90s with our heat index even higher than that. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7.
92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
I want to talk about Stadium Dry Cleaners. My good friends, they are great people there. I've been going to Stadium Dry Cleaners, I'm telling you, for as long as I can remember. And you may know Larry Rose. Now, Larry is an experienced SEC and NFL referee. Well, I know Larry has a fantastic dry cleaner and a great businessman. Look, you're going to love Stadium Dry Cleaners. They have discounts for our first responders and seniors. They have multiple locations near Publix at Daniels Crossing in Fort Myers, the Gateway Trade Center in Fort Myers, and the Elegant Image Dry Cleaners next to Walgreens on Del Prado in Cape Coral. They are Lee County's leading dry cleaner since 1988. With 30 years of experience in Lee County, I'm telling you, I trust my family's dry cleaning to Larry and the team at Stadium Dry Cleaners. Cleaners. So will you visit them? Visit stadiumdrycleaners.com and look for their monthly specials for great savings.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows water and nutrients to reach the roots of your lawn, as well as an irrigation program which ensures proper coverage and reduces water waste. With Massey's Green Up program, you'll enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lawn year-round. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
I'm Mike Gillimbardo. I'm running to represent you in Florida's House of Representatives. I grew up right here in Cape Coral. It's where I went to school, learned to play football, and it's the place I called home while fighting in Operation Iraqi Freedom. Now, it's where I'm raising my family and operating my businesses. President Trump and our freedoms are under attack, and we need strong conservatives in Tallahassee. I fought for you on the battlefield. Now I'm ready to fight for you in Florida's capital. My faith in God and belief in individual liberties have always been a guiding force in my life. Whether on the battlefields of Iraq or fighting for our conservative values at home, I'm passionate about protecting our way of life. My name is Mike Gillimbardo. I'm a husband, father, combat veteran, and business owner. I'm running for the Florida House to fight for our Constitution, to defend our borders, and to stand with President Donald Trump to rebuild the greatest economy in the history of our nation. I'm Mike Gillimbardo, and I'm asking for your
audio.
Paid by Mike Gillimbardo, Republican for the Florida House.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Anthem was played. We saw the players leave the floor, go back to their respective locker rooms. One of those actions we'll see throughout the season as part of the social justice initiative.
Yeah, first of many ways that we will see WNBA players using their voices all season long.
Yeah, you know what? We've got voices as well. And one of the many ways that we are going to use our voices here across the country is to not follow sports anymore. We're done. There you go. The national anthem was played at the New York Liberty and Seattle Storm game. And what did the players do? They literally walked off the floor. This was as part of the social justice initiative. Remind me how disrespecting the nation and disrespecting the national anthem, disrespecting those who fought and died for our liberty and our freedom, our way of life. Remind me how that is respectful of them and a good part of a social justice initiative. Remind me how this works. Now, again, many might say it was the WNBA and about 6 people had a chance to see this actually happening. That's a whole other subject. But you know what? It's happening across sports, and I'm done. I'm done. That's it. I'm done. I don't need it. I've been without sports long enough to realize that I can be without sports a little bit longer. You know what? I'll try to find some pickup games with some friends, and maybe I'll go to a court near my home and watch some people do some pickup basketball or something like that. There's a lot of different ways that we can find activity to fill in the time that we have, and it doesn't have to be paying very rich athletes so that they can walk off the field as they did during the national anthem played at a WNBA game, which is part of their social justice. And no, thanks. No, thanks. I'm done. Maybe you feel differently. That's fine, but not for me. I know that the president made mention of the fact that he's not going to be able to throw the first pitch out at the Yankees game. And I brought that up last week to some people after hearing that there was kneeling going on before the anthem there at the Yankees game against the Washington Nationals, that there was kneeling going on, that it was going to be very tough for the president of the United States to throw out the first pitch as much as he would like to and get everything back to some sense of normal, that it wasn't going to happen with sports anytime soon, because sports is the epicenter of what social justice warriors are going to use to make their point. And so the president is like, yeah, I'm kind of busy. My schedule, not going to. Yeah, I kind of figured that was going to be the case. He should stay away. Forget about the first pitch. Let Dr. Fauci handle the first pitch, which, by the way, I think the first pitch went from hand to ground. And I don't think there was a whole lot of arm motion there. It just. And then on top of that, Dr. Fauci, who is, the person that we should all be listening to and paying attention to in this pandemic, and, do as I do and do as I say. And of course, Dr. Fauci says all of us have to be masked up, social distancing. We have to make sure that we are conscious of this because, we can't have the things happening like churches in certain places having more than 50 individuals. Oh, I don't know, like Nevada, where the casinos can be open, but the Supreme Court says, no. If a church wants to have over 50 and they're going to do the same kind of social distancing and mask mandates and the other things that these businesses are doing, that we would like to have 50 people in our congregation show up and worship because, it's our First Amendment right, and the Supreme Court says, no, you can't do that. We've got problems. That's exactly what happened last week, and we've got big problems, everybody, if that's the way the Supreme Court's rolling. And so, no thanks. Just like I don't need social justice warriors or cancel culture coming to Southwest Florida and telling us that we have to change the name of Lee County. No, we'll do it for you. We'll change it to Trump County. How about that? And if you want to be part of the change.org petition, just text the word Trump to 239-479-5592, and you too can be part of this. We've got our own little movement going on. And we're going to have cool T-shirts too, and hats, and we're going to have a logo, and we're going to have all that kind of fun stuff. Don't you worry about it. But again, haven't you had enough? We've all had enough. I personally have. I got to tell you, the next hour and a half may be interesting here because I got a lot of venting I want to do after this weekend. I've absolutely had enough with this nonsense. I've had enough with the nonsense of the national anthem being played and WNBA players walking off, and it goes on in sports. Thank you very much. I'm done. I've had enough with everybody telling us that, we've got to stay in, we got to get holed up back in our homes, we got to wear masks, and we can't, even in our homes. There's a politician who is saying now, and I'm trying to remember where it was, I don't have it in front of me, but I'll find it. Miami, the mayor of Miami is saying, yeah, we should consider wearing masks in our own homes. You're going to mandate masks in our homes, mayor of Miami? Well, it's for your own good. Really? Is that right? Can you show me the evidence that would show that this is where it's good? I'm looking at Twitter right now, and I'm looking what's trending on Twitter, and now it's gone. It was just a little while ago because things change on Twitter. The Twitterazzi has to come up with something new to figure out what they're going to say that's going to be an outrage. And I guess they were talking about moving 80,000 residents out of Da Nang in Vietnam because there was a couple of cases of COVID. So you're going to move whole cities now out? I thought these were the places that everybody's holding up and saying, see, this is how you have to do it. This is how you control the cases. And the minute there's a case, they're going to start moving people out. Does that make sense to you? Where's the evidence to show that the coronavirus is as bad when you're talking about the actual numbers that you're claiming? We can't even get the numbers in Florida straight. We can't even figure out what is and isn't. We can't even get past the politics, everybody. We can't get past the politics of what is and isn't the coronavirus. Let me give you a couple of examples. The key to defeating COVID-19 already exists. We need to start using it. Here's an opinion piece from Harvey Risch. You probably heard about it. MD, PhD, professor of epidemiology at Yale School of Public Health. He goes to Yale. Not exactly a conservative bastion, is it? Yale. And what does he say in a Newsweek article? As professor of epidemiology at Yale School of Public Health, I've authored over 300 peer-reviewed publications and currently hold senior positions on the editorial boards of several leading journals. This guy knows what he's talking about. I'm usually accustomed to advocating for positions within the mainstream of medicine, so I've been flummoxed. That's your second word of the day. Jake, I need you to use the word flummoxed today in a sentence. That's your second word of the day. You got it?
Got it.
Flummoxed. Confused. To find that in the midst of a crisis, I'm fighting for a treatment that the data fully support, but which, for reasons having nothing to do with a correct understanding of the science, has been pushed to the sidelines. As a result, tens of thousands of patients with COVID-19 are dying unnecessarily. Fortunately, the situation can be reversed easily and quickly. What's he referring to? The medication hydroxychloroquine. I said it. Hey, can we bleep that? Jake, can you bleep that? I just said the H word. Can you bleep that, please?
Yes.
All right. I'm referring to, of course, the medication hydroxychloroquine. I did it again. Bleep it. When this inexpensive oral medication is given very early in the course of illness before the virus has had time to multiply beyond control, it is shown to be highly effective, especially when given in combination with the antibiotics azithromycin and doxycycline as the nutritional supplement zinc. This is somebody from Yale, everybody. He's an epidemiologist. He's saying people are dying because you have decided to make this about politics. And I'm going to say this, and you may not like it, and the people that are listening are going to go to the people that I'm talking about because you know who they are, and they're going to be really upset about this, and this is what I want to say. Please don't tell me that in local races, in state races, or any races across the country that politics do not play into your decision making. Do not tell me, as a member of the Lee County School Board, for an example, that you're a nonpartisan, that all the school board races that we have going on, no, these are nonpartisan races. No, there's no partisanship here. I'm telling you that we do what's best for the kids. Really? Is that right? Well, I can go on to every single one of the Lee County School Board's social media sites. One in particular I can go to and tell you that there is a deep-seated hatred for the governor and for the president and for the policies. Now, let me ask you, do you honestly think that someone who's a nonpartisan part of the school board, I'm partisanship is out of it. I want to run for county commission. But no, partisanship is out of it. Even though I have a position and I take one as a Republican, let's just say, Republican in name only. There's a lot here in Southwest Florida that, no, you don't understand. I would never, ever allow that to get in the way. Do you honestly think that politics do not play into every decision that we make, whether it's a school board, whether it's a county commission, a city council? If you say no, that is a lie, you are lying. And you know it. You know it. Don't tell me. We got people that could be using hydroxychloroquine early and lives could be saved, according to an epidemiologist, not me, but somebody from a school that you love, Yale. And you won't even listen to this individual. You'll find every other individual that you can find to make your case because you hate the president so much. That's sick. Like, there's something really wrong with that. Across the board, if you're somebody who's doing this, who would rather not listen to this professor and say that lives can be saved by hydroxychloroquine, and you dismiss it because Trump supported it, there's something wrong with that. And I'll go a step further and say, if you're telling us that your policies, whether it's county commission, school board, city council, anything, has nothing to do with the governor's decisions or your dislike for the governor or your dislike for the president by default and Republicans and conservatives, and we're supposed to trust that, forget it. Forget it, especially if you're somebody who's really vocal on social media. And may I suggest that all of you take some time and research the people that are running and the people that are in office around Southwest Florida and find out more about them on social media. And then you tell me whether or not you think they can make policy decisions for your kids, for you, for your taxes, for anything else, and keep politics out of it in this day and age, where we stand right now, this climate, the things that are going on right now. And you know the answer is no. There's no such thing as a nonpartisan. No such thing out there. And you know it. So don't vote for these people. Don't vote for somebody that clearly is against your values and clearly would side with those who would be more on the social justice side than would be more on the constitutional side. Fancy words about, it's about the kids and I love the Constitution. Really? Well, your social media sites might say different. And if you're somebody who is going to be upset by me saying this, it might be uncomfortable because it's true. I hate to say it, but I've just had enough. I've just had enough. It goes back to I'm looking again. The South Florida Sun Sentinel, Florida mistake on COVID child COVID-19 rate raises question. Can Florida's numbers be trusted? And then it goes through the whole article about how, the Florida Department of Health, they messed up again. The positivity rate for children of nearly 1/3. An error by the Florida Department of Health produced a COVID-19 positivity rate for children of nearly 1/3, a stunning figure that played into the debate over whether schools should reopen. A week after issuing that statistic, the department took it back without explanation. The next weekly report on children and COVID-19 showed the rate had plunged to 13.4%. They're saying it's a computer programming error, coding. So the information wasn't getting in correctly. Are there people that are putting in the information incorrectly because, I don't know, maybe they have a political agenda? You can't say that. No, not at all. Because is it really wise if by your standards you're trying to tell us and convince us that the state of Florida and the governor is messing up the numbers, they're fudging and they're messing up and everything else because they have an agenda, and they're messing the numbers up as more? Like every time we hear about these things happening, it's always higher than it was supposed to be. Like what evil genius would make higher numbers their default go-to? Wouldn't you imagine that they would be fudging the numbers and trying to make them lower to seem as if everything is right in the state of Florida? But instead, do you see the confusion here, everybody? It's just awful. Sorry, I get frustrated. All right, enough of my frustration. We'll talk about this more coming up next hour. There's a lot of things going on, Supreme Court decisions, Nancy Pelosi saying more ridiculous things, Democrats being, Democrats or Marxists or socialists or communists. Pick yours. All right, it's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics and more. You get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD. We do this each and every day right now. I know I'm a little late, but we can get to it. 239-479-5592. Give us a call right now. Caller number 5. You play Drew's College next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Traffic slowing in Lehigh Acres on Columbus, heading north of State Road 82 for almost about a mile. So Homestead Road or Bell Boulevard going to be your faster options. But Homestead Road is congested, heading between Alabama towards the Veterans Park area. Also delays on Buckingham Road, heading westbound towards State Road 82 for almost about 1 mile. If you want to navigate around this, hop on Alvin Avenue southbound and take Lee Boulevard. It's up to speed. The trip to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
92 degrees with our heat index between 100 to 105 for your Monday, as we are going to be developing a round of some hit or miss scattered storms, especially this afternoon and this evening. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Join the movement. Rename Lee County Trump County. 925foxnews.com. And sign your name today.
Chris Crowley is a lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army Reserve and was deployed to the Middle East as part of Operation Iraqi Freedom. Chris has been awarded the Army Commendation Award 5 times, as well as numerous other awards, including the Army Meritorious Service Medal. When not defending us abroad, Chris was in Lee County, working as a prosecutor for 15 years, making sure justice was served for those who committed crimes. Now he's running to be your Republican Party state committeeman to represent our conservative pro-Trump principles to the Republican Party. As the Republican Party drifts away from our conservative principles, we need someone ready and able to stand up and fight for President Trump.
This is Chris Crowley. Unlike my opponent, Matt Caldwell, I proudly supported and voted for President Trump in 2016. We don't need another never-Trumper in office. We need a Republican state committeeman who will stand up and fight for our president. I'm asking for your vote in the August 18th Republican primary. Thank you. Paid for and approved by me, Chris Crowley, for Republican State Committeeman, the conservative choice for Lee County.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and yes, Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting. I love these guys. I love the company. I can tell you personally, I've used them multiple times over 7 or 8 years. A company that's been in Southwest Florida since 2001. The great staff, the way they communicate, every idea that my wife had that she wanted to do with regard to painting and contracting, boom, just like that, they were on it. So what can they handle? How about anything to do with restoration or repair? Coatings, like the coating in my garage is amazing. They do over 700 clients annually. You don't have to take my word for it. They're one of the highest reviewed contractors for what they do, maintaining 4.9 to 5 stars, and I can see why. So you're thinking about a repaint, you're thinking about your garage floor, you're thinking about some remodeling. I'm telling you, Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting. So give them a call today, 239-872-2559. That's 239-872-2559. See the experience that I have had with Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting, and you will say it as well. They are the best.
Summer seems even brighter when you've been inside a while. It's time to drive again with Honda, KBB.com's 2020 Best Value brand. You could get a great deal on the 2020 CR-V or 2020 HR-V with financing as low as 0.9% APR on select models. Visit the Honda Summer Clearance event today.
See your Southwest Florida Honda dealers or log on southwestfloridahondadealers.com.
For well-qualified buyers, see dealer for financing details based on 2020 brand image source from Kelly Blue Book. Visit KBB.com for more information.
I'm Dan Severson, Navy Top Gun fighter pilot. Spent 22 years in the Navy protecting the Constitution. Now I'm running for Congress. I am the only proven ultra-conservative in this race. I will support President Trump, and I want to be his wingman to carry on the conservative policies he has enacted that make America great. Elect me on August 18th in the primary and then in November for the general election, and I guarantee you'll get a fighter pilot in Washington, D.C. I'm Dan Severson, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Dan Severson for Congress.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's talk to Russ in Naples. How you doing there, Russ?
I'm doing great, man. How are you doing?
I'm awesome. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. You ready to go?
I'm ready to go, man.
All right, here we go. Your associate's degree question starts right now. Hey, Russ, if the president can no longer serve, who becomes president?
The vice president.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got more. You got an associate's. We'll see if you get a bachelor's on this question. We know George Washington was the first president. We know John Adams was the second. Who was the third?
Thomas Jefferson.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. The 44th president of the United States held office from 2009 to 2017. What was that individual's name?
That is Barack Obama.
That is correct, sir. All right, cheer up. And you got a master's. Let's see if you get a PhD on this question. The Republican Party was founded in what year? What year was the Republican Party founded? Was it 1824, 1854, or 1904?
Gonna go 1824.
It was 1854. 1854. But that's all right. Listen, you got a master's degree today on Drew's College. A very impressive workmanship there, my friend. Good job. You'll have that master's degree, and you get to talk to Jake, so I need you to stay right where you are, Russ. Stay on hold, okay? Or, well, you're not on hold yet, but you will be in just a second, okay? Stay there.
Perfect. Thank you.
We are. We tried to be, and you were. You were almost perfect. But you were right all along. No matter what, I can say it. All right, coming up, Alfie Oakes. Legal team suing Collier County. Face mask. A mask mandate. Let's talk about that coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Have my friend Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples, on the phone. And Dave, you know, I love the selection of floor coverings you have at Floor Meisters. It's fantastic. I've been there myself, and my new home is beautiful with the carpets, Dreamweaver carpets. Can we talk about this, the selection, the durability?
Yes, it's called Twistex. It's a 3-ply yarn. The carpet is very, very dense. It's so dense it even has a stair warranty on it, plus stain warranties. And this would be just perfect for Jake because it has a pet accident warranty.
There you go.
It will clean.
Right. Wow. That is interesting, the way the technology is on these Dreamweaver carpets. And you have quite a selection there, too, of course.
Yes, we do. We have 9 rolls, this in stock, but it's available in 13 patterns, 12 colors to a pattern. This stuff is beautiful. It's the hottest thing since sliced bread.
So you want to see it for yourself? Go to the Floor Meisters. You're going to really love it. 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco. Give them a call, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
It has never happened before and may never happen again. $1 million in credit stimulus at Galliana Kia in Fort Myers. We've teamed up with the most forgiving lenders in America to get everyone approved for the new car they really want. If you've got $500 down and you make at least $2,000 per month, you could be approved for new 2020 Kia Sportage lease, just $199 per month. That's right, a new SUV for $199 per month. Bad credit, first-time buyer, unemployed, overwhelmed, upside down. During the credit stimulus event, all credit situations are welcome. It's first come, first served. So arrive early family. And be prepared to drive home today. But hurry, because when the $1 million in credit stimulus runs out, this sale is over at Galliana Kia, 1.5 miles south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
36 month lease, 10,000 miles per year, $24.99 with signing plus tax title, dealer, and acquisition fee. Zero security deposit with lender approval expires month end.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by CFS Roofing. Online at cfsroofing.com.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Starting today, the Lee Cares program will open up again to help you with rent, mortgage, or utility payments. Lee County and the United Way will offer in-person help with your application. To apply, you do need an ID, income documentation, and proof of loss of income. Head to the Wink News app for the link to apply. Cape Coral City leaders will discuss increasing safety for your child's school. $500,000 would be used to hire 4 new officers, which would allow 4 experienced ones to then become school resource officers, putting each high school with 2 SROs. Today's the last day to get free hand sanitizer and masks in Fort Myers. City leaders plan to hand them out at a special drive this morning. It will run from 8 to 11 o'clock at the Alliance for Arts along McGregor Boulevard. You can find more information on the Wink News app. The man accused of killing a beloved FWC officer in LaBelle is returning to court this morning. Elicio Hernandez is set to face the judge for a bond reduction hearing. Investigators say Hernandez shot and killed Julian King last month after King spotted him driving recklessly and then followed him. That hearing happens at 9 o'clock this morning. Hernandez is still in the Hendry County Jail on $500,000 bond. Right now, Fort Myers police are searching for the people responsible for a deadly drive-by shooting. They believe the suspects were driving a SUV, either a 2018 to 2020 white Jeep Compass with a black roof. That shooting happened over the weekend along Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard and Ortiz Avenue. 1 person died, at least 2 others were hurt. In Lee County, you have 3 more days, parents, to make a decision about how your child will learn this fall. Last week, board members voted to push back the start date of school to Monday, August 31st. Charlotte County parents, you have another 3 weeks to choose a date. The district needs your plan by Tuesday, August 18th. Your kids also head back to the classroom on the 31st. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic slowing in Lehigh Acres on Columbus heading north of State Road 82 for almost about a mile. So Homestead Road or Bell Boulevard going to be your faster options. But Homestead Road is congested heading between Alabama towards the Veterans Park area. Also delays on Buckingham Road heading westbound towards State Road 82 for almost about 1 mile. If you want to navigate around this, hop on Alvin Avenue southbound and take Lee Boulevard. It's up to speed. The trip to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Hot and humid for your Monday with temperatures in the 90s. Our heat index 100 to 105 as we are going to be developing a round of some hit or miss scattered rain and storms this afternoon and this evening. More heat and rain chances by Tuesday, Wednesday. We still will see a few popping up by late weekend and into the weekend, but overall lower than normal amount as temperatures climb into the mid-90s with our heat index even higher than that. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dan Martineau here, owner of D.R. Martineau Roofing of Southwest Florida. I've been repairing and replacing roofs for 27 years. We operate with integrity, knowledge, and service. Google DRM Roofing or call 239-332-1441.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. My friends at Zero Res Carpet and Tile Cleaning want to let you know, look, your safety and your family's safety is their top priority. In the light of the current health and safety concerns, Zero Res wants to let you know about some of the procedures and preventative measures for added protection. Practicing safe social distancing while in your home. You can even leave or stay in another room and they can communicate with you by phone. How cool is that? Cleaning and disinfecting all equipment with EPA-registered disinfectants between each job. The techs are wearing gloves and booties. They're supplementing the supply of products that are EPA approved to clean and disinfect hard surfaces, and as an added preventive measure, at no additional fee, they're going to treat doorknobs with the EPA-approved hospital-grade disinfecting products. Look, the top priority is to create peace of mind by providing people with healthy, safe, clean home and work environments, and they're going to continue to do just that through this difficult time. Give them a call at 239-932-9376. That's 239-932-9376, or online at ZeroResSWFL.com. Spell it backwards or forwards, it still spells the same. ZeroRez.
Let's talk about Byron Donalds. Just the facts. Fact: Byron Donalds is a never-Trumper who has repeatedly mocked Donald Trump and his policies. Fact: Byron Donalds doesn't even live in the district he's running for. But it gets worse. Fact: a Trump-hating organization based in Washington is spending millions to buy the seat for him. These are the facts. Byron Donalds is a bought and paid-for never-Trumper. Paid for by Honesty America, not authorized by any candidate or any candidates committee.
Have you ever wanted to learn a new language like French, Spanish, or Russian, but thought it would be too difficult and time-consuming? Then go to Babbel.com and try it for free. Babbel works because it's built around real life. It teaches you everyday practical conversations that you will actually use. In 15 minutes a day, you'll be on your way to speaking a new language in just a few weeks. Babbel uses a modern conversation-based technique that makes language engaging, fun, and memorable. It starts by teaching you words and phrases. Then, sentences gradually get more complex. Soon, you're practicing short conversations about real-life topics. Babbel is created by language experts who use the spaced repetition method to help you learn quickly and remember what you learned. With Babbel, you can speak a new language. Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I am so glad you're joining us today. 239-479-5592. There's the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line. And I want to let you know we are always streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. But here's the thing. If you enjoy watching the program, and we just love that you are watching as well as listening, it's something that is a lot of fun because you get up in the morning, and if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, just go to YouTube, hit the subscribe button. It's free. And then this way it'll help to keep us going. You'll get an alert when we're on. If you want to watch, you can have it on in the back room on your TV while you're getting ready. And I know a lot of you have reached out and said that that's what you're doing, and we appreciate that, getting up with you in the morning. And by the way, you look great. Let me tell you something. You look fantastic for this early in the morning. And sometimes I see you at 6. You look great. I don't know how you do it. What's that?
I said mighty sharp. Nice tie.
Mighty sharp. No, come on, Jake. Nobody's wearing a tie at 6 o'clock in the morning unless they're getting ready for work. It all depends. It depends on whether or not you're going to be getting ready for work, because, you know, with the Democrats and $600 more in benefits to give out and to continue to try to do this, and giving people money incentive to not try to go back to work, which is what's happening, who do you think it benefits? Ask yourself. This might be the next hour may be just asking simple questions. It's kind of where I've been for the past 48 hours this weekend, hanging out at home, and I've just been contemplating some of what is happening here in Southwest Florida and across the country, and I just want to get some things off my chest. I think today's the day. It may not be. It may be in the next few days or as the next few days go along, but you're not going to want to go anywhere because we're gonna let some things out. I'm tired of a cancel culture. I'm tired of WNBA players walking off the court during the national anthem. No, I'm not kidding.
The national anthem was played. We saw the players leave the floor, go back to their respective locker rooms. One of those actions we'll see throughout the season as part of the social justice initiative.
Yeah, first of many ways that we will see WNBA players using their voices all season long.
Yeah, she sounds so excited saying that. That's right, the national anthem. Now, listen, it was just about 5 or 6 people that actually saw it because it's the WNBA, but that's not nice. But the fact is that they walked off the floor as part of the social justice initiative. initiative. So this is the initiative now. When the national anthem plays, you get to walk up. This is how you get to show everybody what? What do you get to show? What do you get to prove? What are we doing here? What's the point? Is the point to show solidarity with Black Lives Matter, the movement that's on the court as they're playing NBA basketball? The same Black Lives Matter that wants to destroy the nuclear family, that admits that they are committed Marxists? The same one where you hit the donate button on the Black Lives Matter page, it takes you to Act Blue, which is specifically there to get money for Democrats. A new way for Democrats to get money, Democrats and committee people, and a new way for them to fundraise off of Black Lives Matter. Does that not scream of trouble here, everybody? To say that Black Lives Matter believes that it's best that you send them money that they'll send to Democrats because it's Democrats that will move forward their agenda. What would that be? You have to put 2 and 2 together, don't you? I mean, let's be honest. You have to put 2 and 2 together. A cancel culture that sooner or later is probably going to come to Southwest Florida and want to change anything and everything about this town because, that's what they do. Do you want to go see spring training games again now? Do you want to go to spring training games in Southwest Florida where you're going to get to see the teams now kneel during the national anthem or maybe even walk off the field? Is that what you want to see? Did you come to see that? Or is it not that big a deal? I mean, let's not say that too loud. Come on, I like my baseball. I like my football. I like all of these sports. Can I just not look? Maybe I'll shut the TV off and then just come back when the teams play because I love football. I don't want to miss my favorite team. Is that the way you are? Is that what you feel? Or do you want to actually stand up for something and say enough is enough? And the only way these things change is to show the NBA, NFL, WNBA, and other teams that you're not going to be there when they play the games, that you're not going to give your hard-earned dollars to these individuals, that when somebody comes to a city near you like Lee County and says, we want to change the name of Lee County, you say no because you have the power, and you say, we're going to change the name of Lee County to Trump County because we have a say in this. And you're going to text the word Trump right now to 239-479-5592. And you're going to get the link to sign our change.org petition. I believe we're over 2,500 signatures, heading quickly to 3,000, just to show people where you stand that no, you're not coming into my town and you're not going to be doing this. Enough is enough. That when you have local politicians who are telling you that you got to mask up, and it's mandatory. It's mandatory that in Collier County you wear a mask, that even though we asked you if this is what you wanted and you said no, that even though you already said no once, that's not good enough for a cancel culture. That's not good enough for social justice warriors. And that's not good for the maskologists or whatever you want to call them. The masculinis, whatever you all are out there that say, hey, listen, you've got to have a mask on. We need it mandatory. And you scare the pants off of somebody enough that they say, all right, I'll tell you what, it sounds as if my constituents are telling me they want this. So let's do the vote again and just disavow and cancel out what you already said. And let's do this again. Because why? Because what's changed in a week? What's changed in a week is the minority of voices who get together and tell the majority what they have to do, even though legally they may not have a leg to stand on. But that doesn't make a difference. Alfie Oakes was together with his legal team over the weekend, and they said,
in the next coming weeks, we will be filing a lawsuit against Collier County.
They're going to file a lawsuit against Collier County. And
the mask mandate that was unlawfully passed July 21st is facially invalid for lots of reasons. Among other things, the mask mandate is a governmental overreach. It's violative of the Florida Constitution, which gives individual citizens the absolute right to make their own decisions regarding health care.
All right, so he's either right or wrong in this, and now we're going to have lawsuits because does the Constitution in Florida say that this is okay? And is it enforceable? I guess we're going to find out more about that. But it depends now on what you believe when it comes to mask mandates, because you've got one of a couple of things that are happening here. One of the things is that either you have the evidence to show that it works or you do not. And the fact of the matter is just like everything else with this with this COVID-19 across the country and here in Southwest Florida. We don't have the answers cut and dry. Like, here it is, everybody. It's 100% a mask mandate works. You know and I know that we don't have 100% in front of us to say that it works. We have plenty of evidence to show that in states like California, where they mandated it, it went up the number of cases 162%. Now, you would imagine a place like California that does everything right, you would imagine that if it was working, they might even want to manipulate the numbers to show that it was going down. I'm not saying that they would do anything that would be so, illegal and manipulative or strange or odd or... Well, it is California. But the point is that we have more than enough evidence to show that, that we don't have all the evidence. We do have the evidence that shows that the Florida Constitution doesn't say anything there specifically about this, and we're going to find out whether or not this lawsuit is going to work or not. We also have some of the numbers that came out over the weekend that somebody presented to me that wanted me to see about the day-to-day deaths, the deaths by date of death, and that it was a professor, John Taylor, who posted this on his Twitter account to say, hey, can I just show everybody this? This is very important. That when you look at this graph and you see what is happening when it comes to the number of deaths per day in the state of Florida, it's very interesting that you notice that the biggest spikes that we have had in the past month all happen to be days where they have mixed and mingled the dates of the deaths in the state of Florida. That would certainly jack up and spike up the numbers to make it look as if things are worse than they are when you're talking about the deaths here in the state of Florida. You can't look at one date like the July 8th or July 9th and look at that date specifically and say, oh, these are the people that died on July 8th. You can't do that. They die at all different times. And so what they're doing is they're taking the days of deaths and they're saying, all right, well, let's hand it in today. Okay, well, let's present it today. Well, that's not a spike today. That's an overall spike that they've put together in one number. It sure looks like it's bad, but is it really? These are questions that have to be answered. And we need local people to answer these questions. I don't understand why we don't have more feedback on that side. It just feels like constantly we're being told and pressured and insistent upon that everything that the media, whether it's local, state, or national, says about this virus is gospel, is the end-all, be-all. Like, that's it. Like, there's no way that they would do anything to manipulate numbers or to make anything sound like it's worse than it was because, we're all in this together. Is there anybody that believes that? Honestly, do you believe that? How can you possibly believe that when we see some of the things that have happened just in the past 24 hours? You've got a situation here where you have Jerry Nadler, who decided to walk the streets of Washington, D.C., and all of a sudden there's a constituent who steps up to Jerry Nadler and says, hey, I just want to check on this. You do realize important Antifa is trying to burn down a federal building. They're throwing Molotov cocktails, and the mayor and the governor there is doing absolutely nothing, and the president wants to do something because he believes in law and order. Clearly, the Democrats do not. So what do you think about that, Jerry Nadler?
It is true. There's violence across the whole country. Do you disavow the violence from Antifa? That's happening in Portland right now? There's riots.
That's a myth that's being spread only in Washington, D.C.
About Antifa in Portland?
Yes.
It's a myth what's being spread about what's happening in Portland. No, it's not. And he's either dumb or he knows it's a lie. You choose. And I hate to be so harsh, and I hate to say that because, the kids are listening, and we don't like to say that anybody is dumb. So let's not say that he's dumb. Let's take it someplace that we can all understand. I don't know.
Bowl of doggy do.
That works for me. Wasn't what I planned, but that's okay. So anyway, I'm a little frustrated today because, again, another week goes by. People are struggling to get information, to get the data and the facts. We're being told even in Lee County decisions were made with the school board and decisions were made because of this continuing spike in cases. A Lee County school board member putting up on social media that the reason why the decisions were made because of the continuous increase in cases in Lee County. I went to the Department of Health website. It doesn't look like it's continuously going up, 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 up. It's a little bit up, it's a little bit down, it's a little bit down, it's a little bit up, it's a little bit down, it's a little bit up. But it certainly isn't this continuous increase. Why would you say that? Why would you? That's not true. Don't do that. Give us a reason that is based in science and data, not in fear. Because the only other thing that we can think of is that the reasoning behind you doing this is because you're making this about politics. It's the only conclusion that we can come up with. That you're making decisions about our kids, about our taxes, about our future, about everything here in Southwest Florida based on your emotions and your hate for the governor and your hate by default for the president of the United States, or vice versa. And that's it. And that's the only conclusion we can come up with. And it's just wrong. It's just wrong. And I say all this frustrated, and I say all of this with the kind of passion that I have right now for one very important reason, and it's this. And I can't stress this enough. You, listening, watching on YouTube, Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, please subscribe. You have the power to change this. You don't have to put up with this anymore. You don't have to put up with people saying they're nonpartisans when they clearly are. You don't have to put up with people who have decided that I got enough money and I'm just going to buy a seat in Congress because, oh, you know what? It's the only one I want, because no way am I going to run for anything in this town. No way am I going to run for anything in this county or in this state to try to work my way up maybe to a congressional level. No. I want to go right to the top. And I don't want to have anything to do with anything else after this. Like, if I don't get this, you know what? I'll just go back to my comfy life. Really? Is that how that works now? I didn't know that's how it works. Just my opinion. I'm not about that. I don't need that. Right now, where we are, at this time, at this juncture in our lives, in this pandemic, in the political climate that we are in right now, we don't need people coming along that are going to say, hey, I like this seat. I'm the most conservative. I don't even know you. I don't know how long you've been here. I don't know enough about you. We need experience. Right now is not the time. Well, what about Donald Trump? You're not Donald Trump. Okay? You're not Donald Trump. Nobody is Donald Trump. Okay? He's a person all of his own. Don't try to look to Donald Trump and say, I'm just like he. No. For me, I need to know who you are. I need to know you have a history. I need to know you have a voting history. I need to know you've served the community. I need to know you've served the state. I need that right now because I need to be able to make a decision that I can hold you accountable for in the future and not say, I didn't know. I had no idea that this congressman was going to ask for carbon taxes because it's so conservative. I don't want to fall for that anymore. And you shouldn't want to either. You have the power. I got the power. Right, Jake? I got the power. I'm on an island. Nobody knows. I'm on an island. That's all you've got. Let's just go to Let's just go directly to break right now. Just do that. All right. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Traffic slowing in Collier County on Spanish Oaks heading east to Logan. The best way to navigate around this is Immokalee Road. Also a slowdown beginning on Golden Gate Boulevard east to Wilson. Slight delays as well at the East Trail heading east towards 951. 951, a very nice commute though, heading south to Marco Island. The trip to the minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
92 degrees with our heat index between 100 to 105 for your Monday, as we are going to be developing a round of some hit or miss scattered storms, especially this afternoon and this evening. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Cancel the cancel culture mob. Be part of the movement to push back. Rename Lee County Trump County. Sign your name now at 925foxnews.com.
You know the problem in Washington? Too many politicians are full of should. They should keep promises, should serve the people, should avoid corruption. But when it's time to deliver, it's just a load of should. Then along comes Donald J. Trump, and the D.C. insiders, they lose their should. Byron Donalds is a lot like Trump that way. Donalds is willing to shake things up. You could take Trump's word for it.
I want to thank Representative Donalds. He's got a tremendous future ahead of him.
Now Byron Donalds is running for Congress. Donalds fought for low taxes in Tallahassee. He'll keep fighting to protect your paycheck in Congress. Donalds backs term limits. And Donalds stands with Trump to defend our police. Conservative Republican Byron Donalds for Congress. He'll make a difference in Washington. No should. Paid for by Club for Growth Action. Clubforgrowthaction.org and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Home is truly where the heart is. CFS Roofing Services understands that. When I saw what CFS did for my neighbor's roof, I called them. Everyone was professional, and owner David Crowther has nearly 4 decades of experience. It's obvious they care.
CFS Roofing Services, where your home matters most. Visit cfsroofing.com or call 239-561-2600. I'm David Crowther, and I approve this message.
Jason Mon at Mon, Himshute, and Adams Law Group is your Lee County Home Rule attorney. Their attorneys are here to fight for both you and your family's rights against outside interference. They'll work hard to make sure your business personal home rule isn't threatened by unjust government regulation or dishonest business transactions. So remember, to protect your home rule, please call Jason Mon, your experienced home rule lawyer, 472-2424. That's 472-2424.
Lee County Commissioner Ray Sandelli has the business experience and conservative principles we need on our county commission. And Governor Ron DeSantis agrees. When Governor DeSantis appointed Ray Sandelli to the county commission, he said Ray's great business and military background will be of benefit to the community. And he has not let us down. Ray Sandelli is committed to continue working with Governor DeSantis to fight for clean water, to rebuild our economy, and to bring new jobs to Lee County. A Navy veteran, Ray Sandelli was an officer, aviator, and member of the prestigious Blue Angel flight demonstration team. And as a businessman, his career spanned for more than 40 years from coast to coast. Ray Sandelli knows what it takes to create jobs and grow an economy. He stands for lower taxes that puts more money in your pocket and less regulations to get government out of the way of job creators. Voting by mail has begun. Send in your ballot today with a vote for Ray Sandelli for Lee County Commission District 3.
Paid by Ray Sandelli, Republican, for Lee County Commission District 3.
If you needed heart surgery, who would you call? A doctor who's done it every day or a doctor who's done it once a year? The same is true about your erectile dysfunction. At the Fort Myers Men's Clinic, our Florida physicians focus on one thing: solving your ED. High blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, prostate cancer, these all contribute to your ED. And our physicians at the Fort Myers Men's Clinic know how to solve your problems. We have over 50 different custom formulations tailored just for you. You get to try the medication containing FDA-approved ingredients right in our office. Your total cost for the consultation, test dose, testosterone, and PSA test is only $99. If the test dose doesn't work, you pay us nothing. So you have absolutely nothing to lose, but everything to gain. Call now, 239-317-7777. That's 239-317-7777, and move from skeptic to believer. 317-7777, 317-7777, or online at fortmyersmensclinic.com.
Building a dream takes hard work, discipline, determination. Casey Asghar started with nothing, but his hard work created jobs. His discipline shaped a community. His determination built an American dream. Those same qualities built our nation. And to rebuild our economy, we need them now more than ever.
I'm Casey Asghar, and I approve this message. My family came to America to pursue the American dream. We owe it to our children to keep the dream alive.
Paid for by Casey Asghar for Congress.
Tyler McDaniel here, and Brad McDaniel. We're the second generation of Kenmar Care. For our whole lives, our father Ken McDaniel raised us and instilled in us the work ethic and morals which we operate under and live by today. Kenmar Care has teamed up with Maytag to bring high-quality products to you covered by Maytag's exclusive 12-year parts and 12-year dependability promise on select products. purchases. Be treated like family. Call Kenmark Air, 239-437-7040. That's 437-7040. And online at kenmarkair.com.
License number CAC 057163.
Conservative Ray Rodriguez shares our values and he's fighting to deliver results. Ray Rodriguez stood with President Trump to ban sanctuary cities in Florida and hold government officials accountable who refuse to enforce our immigration laws. He also worked to pass E-Verify to protect American jobs and make it harder for illegals to find work. And he stood with President Trump to defend our Second Amendment rights. Conservative Ray Rodriguez worked with Governor DeSantis to grow our economy, cut taxes, and create jobs right here in Southwest Florida. When Governor DeSantis needed him, Ray Rodriguez delivered billions of dollars for water quality projects that will clean up our local waterways and reduce harmful Lake Okeechobee discharges. Ray Rodriguez understands water is our state's most precious resource and has been steadfast in prioritizing clean water. Ray Rodriguez is the trusted conservative we can count on to deliver results in the Florida Senate. He's 100% pro-life, stood with President Trump to fight illegal immigration, and delivered results in the fight for clean water.
I'm Ray Rodriguez, and I'm asking for your vote.
Paid by Ray Rodriguez, Republican for Florida Senate.
This Wink News Update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Starting today, the Lee Cares program will open up again to help you with rent, mortgage, or utility payments. Lee County and the United Way will offer in-person help with your application. To apply, you do need an ID, income documentation, and proof of loss of income. Head to the Wink News app for the link to apply. Cape Coral City leaders will discuss increasing safety for your child's school. $500,000 would be used to hire 4 new officers, which would allow 4 experienced ones to then become school resource officers, putting each high school with 2 SROs. Today's the last day to get free hand sanitizer and masks in Fort Myers. City leaders plan to hand them out at a special drive this morning. It will run from 8 to 11 o'clock at the Alliance for Arts along McGregor Boulevard. You can find more information on the Wink News app. The man accused of killing a beloved FWC officer in LaBelle is returning to court this morning. Eliseo Hernandez is set to face the judge for a bond reduction hearing. Investigators say Hernandez shot and killed Julian King last month after King spotted him driving recklessly and then followed him. That hearing happens at 9 o'clock this morning. Hernandez is still in the Hendry County Jail on $500,000 bond. Right now, Fort Myers police are searching for the people responsible for a deadly drive-by shooting. They believe the suspects were driving a SUV, either a 2018 to 2020 white Jeep Compass with a black roof. That shooting happened over the weekend along Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard and Ortiz Avenue. 1 person died, at least 2 others were hurt. In Lee County, you have 3 more days, parents, to make a decision about how your child will learn this fall. Last week, board members voted to push back the start date of school to Monday, August 31st. Charlotte County parents, you have another 3 weeks to choose a date. The district needs your plan by Tuesday, August 18th. Your kids also head back to the classroom on the 31st. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News Traffic.
Traffic slowing in Collier County on Spanish Oaks heading east to Logan. The best way to navigate around this is Immokalee Road. Also a slowdown beginning on Golden Gate Boulevard east to Wilson. Slight delays as well at the East Trail heading east towards 951. 951, a very nice commute though, heading south to Marco Island. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Hot and humid for your Monday with temperatures in the 90s. Our heat index 100 to 105 as we are going to be developing a round of some hit or miss scattered rain and storms this afternoon and this evening. More heat and rain chances by Tuesday, Wednesday. We still will see a few popping up by late weekend and into the weekend, but overall lower than normal amount as temperatures climb into the mid-90s with our heat index even higher than that. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
92.5 Fox News.
We are going to make America great again.
Right, all along.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomato's Sports Page. Do you feel like you're the forgotten person in this great country, working hard all your life and contributing to this country's greatness, but taken for granted by our politicians' quest for voters? Using their slogan, more taxes will set you free. At Stevie's, you are not forgotten. We love our customers and never want them to feel forgotten. We deliver the value you deserve with our food, service, and pricing. Making our customers feel special is our happiness. As the owner of Stevie Tomatoes, we cater to the forgotten person. Those of you who go about every day doing what it takes for them and their family while contributing to this country's greatness, its culture and values. I personally invite you to allow us to be a small part of what makes you feel special, and we promise to obtain your complete satisfaction. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come.
Hey, it's Drew Steele here, and hurricane season, you know, it's upon us, and it's supposed to be a pretty active season for 2020. Get peace of mind from my friends at Generator Supercenter, the #1 Generac automatic standby generator dealer in the nation. You don't have to sweat the next outage. I've had my Generac for years. It is amazing. Get your free estimate on your Generac automatic standby generator today, in time for hurricane season, with expert installation and 24-hour monitoring. Generator Supercenter. Give them a shout at 204-3469. That's 204-3469 for Generator Supercenter.
Pool need a checkup? Call the doctor, the Pool Doctor.
Hi, Dr. Mark here. Is your pool a pain to operate? Automation is the answer. Use your phone to turn on your spa, and it'll be warm when you get home. Free on-site evaluations. We're a family company.
Is Brian still there?
We've been doing business right.
The prescription is the Pool Doctor for award-winning pool service,
Yeah,
repairs,
he's
and
here.
unheard of $39 diagnostic calls. That's my
All right, good. I might take his call.
4239-574.
Oh, yeah, I told him that you might get to him after the 58835.
Good.
We are Moran Wealth Management. Passionate about learning what's important to you and your family. Personable, with 24 professionals dedicated to attentive, customized service and focused on client relationships. Performance-driven. As part of Barron's top 1,200 advisors, Tom Moran, founder, CEO, and senior PIM portfolio manager, is Florida's highest-ranked advisor for 2019. Call 239-920-4440 today or visit MoranWealthManagement.com. Moran Wealth Management. Passionate, personable, performance-driven. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. That is the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line. And we stream each and every day on YouTube. If you enjoy watching on Facebook, if you enjoy watching on YouTube, please subscribe. It's free, and it helps to keep the channel going. Just go to Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, and just hit the subscribe button. It's that simple. Like I said, it doesn't cost you anything, and it'll help to keep us going. All right, time for the top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to MoranWM.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
Well, I mean, that's classic Trump hyperbole. I sent him a letter on Monday outlining the very specific things that the federal government is uniquely qualified to help with, starting with common sense gun control. The fact of the matter is, our gun problem is related to the fact that we have too many illegal guns on our street, 60% of which come from states outside of Illinois. We are being inundated with guns from states that have virtually no gun control, no background check.
Oh, stop. That's the mayor of the city of Chicago who is saying that the reason why she told the president, listen, if you're going to bring people into our area, you know, if you're going to bring forces into our area, police into our area to enforce the laws, then hold on a second. I got a thing or two to tell you, including the reason why Chicago has so many shootings. And the problem is because of the states that have laxed gun laws, and it's about gun control, and they're bringing him in from those states. Really? So then it does beg the question, if that's true, Mayor Lightfoot, then Why is it that they don't have the same kind of problem in their states? I'm asking for a friend.
Number 4.
In the next coming weeks, we will be filing a lawsuit against Collier County.
And with that, there was Alfie Oakes and his legal team over the weekend saying that, listen, the Collier County mask mandate, yeah, we got a little problem with the law on that in the Constitution in the state of Florida and whether or not you can and can't do that. And so it looks like there's a lawsuit moving forward. So there you go, Collier County. You got some of your tax dollars. Those living in Collier County, look, your tax dollars going for lawsuits. That's always fun. And whether or not he has a case, well, we're going to talk about that coming up. And what do you think?
Number 3.
I have a new name for him, Mr. Make Matters Worse. He has made matters worse from the start. Delay, denial, it's a hoax, it'll go away magically, it's a miracle, and all the rest.
Okay, so Nancy Pelosi this weekend on Face the Nation, who wants to let everybody know that, you know, we need to be helping all of these individuals who are not working right now to give them more money. And we need at least $3 trillion more money to just start shoveling out to different places because, you know, we haven't spent the money that we already put out there. But that doesn't make a difference. Listen, we got to continue to give people money so that they won't go back and look for a job. That's a problem, right? Unless you're a Democrat, it's great because it means that the economy is not going to be revving up the way it should be, and that's exactly what you want. And she says she has a new name for the president. It's Mr. Make Matters Worse. Oh, she's really going to get him on the trolling thing on that one, boy. I'll tell you what, there's nothing like Nancy Pelosi, Mr. Make Matters Worse. So this wasn't that like there was Heat Miser, there was Freeze Meister, and then there was Mr. Make Matters Worse. Wasn't that like a Christmas movie or something?
Number 2.
Anthem was played. We saw the players leave the floor, go back to their respective locker rooms. One of those actions we'll see throughout the season as part of the social justice initiative.
Yeah, first of many ways that we will see WNBA players using their voices all season long. This is nothing new for these women. They have been proactive when it comes to speaking out on social injustices for the life of the WNBA.
There you go. And with that, there is another place where you can look at sports and go, what are you doing? The national anthem plays and the social justice warriors cheering as the WNBA players walk off the court during the national anthem. And the two questions that come to mind, the first one is, how long are you going to do this, everybody? How long are you going to give your money to sports? And how long are you going to continue to fund these rich athletes to do things like this, to disrespect the flag, to disrespect the country, to disrespect you? How long are you going to continue to give them money to do that? And then the second question is the big one, and that is, the WNBA still exists?
Number 1.
It is true. There's violence across the whole country. Do you disavow the violence from Antifa? That's happening in Portland right now? There's riots.
That's a myth that's being spread only in Washington, D.C.
About Antifa in Portland?
Yes.
Okay. There's Jerry Nadler, who wants everybody to know that the destruction of federal property, the tearing down of fences, the injuring of police there that are brought in by, federal police that are brought in by the president, the destruction of windows and the vandalizing of the federal courthouse and the Molotov cocktails that were tossed and the trying to get into the federal courthouse and all of this that's happening because Antifa wants to take over a federal courthouse to try to, apparently show that they have power over the federal government. Like this is a stand that they're going to take and continue to do this because they want to show everybody that they have the power. Jerry Nadler says, yeah, it's a myth. It's just something that came out of Washington, D.C. and it's not true. Is Jerry Nadler okay?
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Does he need glasses? Does he need a hearing aid? Does he need a new job? Well, which one of the three? Maybe all three. I don't really know. But Jerry Nadler honestly believes this. That is something that you should fear. You should worry about that. Let me tell you something else you should fear and worry about. How about this? You do know that we come to find out over the weekend that the Supreme Court made a decision against you and your constitutional rights. Yes, the Supreme Court did this. Let's stop talking about Chief Justice Roberts as a conservative or a Republican or somebody who sides with the right-leaning, the constitutional side of the court. No, he's on the radical left. He is a leftist. There is no disputing it any longer. As a divided Supreme Court is put by SCOTUS blog over the weekend, on Friday, turned down a request by a Nevada church for permission to hold services on the same terms as other facilities in the state, including casinos. They're allowed to hold gatherings during the COVID-19 pandemic, and Chief Justice Robert joined with the left-leaning court in saying Calvary Chapel, Dayton Valley, a Christian church located about 15 miles outside the state capital, Carson City. Yeah, you're not allowed to have 50 people in your church. That they were saying that casinos, gyms, bars, and restaurants, you can operate at 50% capacity. The church said, listen, we're willing to comply with whatever rules regarding masks and social distancing you put forward. The same rules you've given to the casinos, the same rules you've given to everybody else. That's all they wanted, was to be treated the same as everybody else. And the left-leaning side of the court, without giving a reason, said, no, you can't do it. Your First Amendment right, the freedom of religion, be damned. Out the window. Didn't give a reason, everybody. It didn't take more than a few sentences for Clarence Thomas, Brett Kavanaugh, Justice Alito, and others to say, well, hold on a second. Nevada would discriminate in favor of the powerful gaming industry and its employees, but this court's willingness to allow such discrimination is disappointing. Alito wrote that there's a duty here. We have a duty to defend the Constitution, and even a public health emergency does not absolve us from that responsibility. Well, it does today. It does in this world, in this court, in this situation. Do you see what's happening here? Elections have consequences. And this is why you need to fight harder than ever to make sure that Donald Trump is the next president of the United States. And for those of you that would disagree and those of you that would have a problem in one way, shape, or form, this should be the one shape or form that should shape your opinion. This should be the one that makes you decide that you're going to vote for Donald Trump because you care about the Constitution and your constitutional rights, and you care about being able to go to church. You don't think that's going to happen sometime in this town? You don't think that there are individuals that are floating around here, even though they're the minority? They're not the majority. They're a loud minority in this town that wants to make trouble for you and you going to church and anything else that has to do with you being a conservative, you being a Republican, you being a moderate. Yeah, I said moderate. If you exist, an independent, they don't care. They want their way and they're going to get it. And the left in this country will find devious ways to infiltrate. They'll find devious ways to get what they want. They'll continue to knock and knock and knock and push and push and push until they get what they want. Dare I say they might actually even, you ready for this? Here we go. Dare I say they might actually have people in this town, a town that they know will never, ever, ever vote for Democrat values and policies, never will vote for them. That people will come from all different places across the country and will come to Southwest Florida to reside, to convince you that they are a Republican because they've registered as one, only to find out that they're not Republican in value at all. They're not conservative in values at all. They're quite the contrary. They've figured out that the only way that they're going to get elected to public office is to have you believe that they're Republicans, because there's no way you would vote for them as a Democrat because you don't believe in their values. So they are hiding behind the R after their name as if they are just like you. They may or may not show up to some of your functions to let you know that they think just like you. But deep down on the other side, when policy has to come into play, they are doing the exact opposite. Oh, and they're gathering troops, everybody. They're gathering all kinds of people together to bring them into Southwest Florida to do the same thing. Because if we can't get you by majority, we'll make you think we're part of the majority. You don't think that's happening? Trust me, it's happening. Trust me, there are people that are doing things and voting for things and are waiting for the right time to push initiatives here in Southwest Florida when you're not looking, that are not what you want, that are not what you believe in. And you got to stop it. You got to stand up to it. Brian's in Fort Myers, and Brian's been holding patiently, and Brian says you have absolutely no power. Is that right, Brian?
Good morning, Drew. Yeah, the very point that you're trying to make is also go the other way. It's frustrating. We don't have the power. We put Trump in office, and then they want to immediately impeach him. You elect Republicans, and where the hell are they now? There's nowhere to be found. To bring it locally, I put that very video on Wink TV about Jerry Nadler, and they take it down. You will do what the mob tells you, or else. If you want, and you don't have a choice because of the fact that you have to shop. If you're going to put a mask on, it doesn't matter. You're going to do what they tell you what to do. Your kid has to go to school. You're going to do exactly what they're going to tell you to do. Even the weak radio station.
Well, Brian, here, listen. Let me just stop you for a second. Hold on. Let me stop you for a second. You are well. No. Hold on a second, Brian. I love your passion. I love it. Listen, you are right that just because somebody says they're a Republican doesn't mean they're fighting for you. You have to define who you are and what your values are, and then you've got to find out from that individual. And you have to find out from those individuals whether or not they have the same values that you have. Forget the R, forget the D, forget the letters, right? We all know that. So we have to all.
When they get to Washington D.C., they change because they want to be part of the mob and they want that comfortable lifestyle.
I don't disagree with you. You could look at Mitt Romney. You can look at others. You could look at Francis Rooney, who somehow, some way decided that carbon tax was a great thing to move forward himself. To be the one to author this. Right. It's an outrage. It's an absolute outrage because that is not something we want and that's not something that we believe in. But listen, Brian, I got to run. I'm looking at the time. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it so much. We just have to make sure that we are better at looking for individuals as individuals. Not party, not flowery words, not super cool commercials. No, we need to know who you are. We need to hear from you directly. We need to see that you have a history. And if you don't have a history, then we need to explore your history a little deeper. We need to find out. We need to do our homework. Look, I'm willing to do the homework. I'm willing to, if you want to, you can just text the word yes right now to 239-479-5592. And if you want to, I can make a one sheet of who I believe would be the people at this time right now in this situation that would probably be the best, in my opinion, that you should vote for. If that's what you would like me to do, I would be more than happy to do that. And you can text the word yes right now to 239-479-5592. It's not a popularity contest, everybody. It's not about who smiles the nicest or who talks the nicest. It's about the values and the toughness that we all need to keep this country the way we've always loved and valued it, and not to give it up to people who will come along and scream in your face and you cower back because you don't like being yelled at, because you want to be everybody's buddy. That's got to stop. All right, let's take a break. I will say this before we go to break. There's another word that I would love for you to text, and that's the word Trump. Because along these same lines, I don't want people coming into Southwest Florida and telling us that we have to change the name of Lee County because Robert E. Lee County, Well, guess what? We'll get a jump start on that. We'll change Lee County to Trump County. It can be done. There's a way we can do it. There's a way forward. And I'm exploring it. And with your signatures, that will help it as well. You just text the word Trump to 239-479-5592 and sign the change.org petition. And there's more coming up with that as well. All right. Hey, happy Monday. Let's find out how the remainder of the forecast is shaping up for today. And I'm not really sure who's doing it right now, but is it Matt? Who is it? Is it Brittany? Matt. It's Matt. It is Matt. All right. Matt Devitt, what you got?
92 degrees with our heat index in the triple digits if you're going to be out and about this afternoon. Some of us do get cooled down with some pop-up scattered storms, which will likely continue into this evening. More rain chances and heat.